Yeah. Unknown Brain. Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say goodbye.
Yeah, my life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you frowning, see you looking down and out, coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it, you so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music. I'm saying
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye.
to Wildrift India versus stream present to you by NotiKINGz, TGT Esports, and Esports Hub. For today's match, we have NIK versus TGT Esports. And today I have Kyoto as my co-casters.
Well, Chief, it's always a pleasure casting with you. You're
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite casters to cast along with. But talking about today's matchup, I don't know how both these teams play, but if you're talking about names, Ninjas and Kurtas already win Contenders League just with the name. I'd say they're the best name out of them all.
I mean, I definitely would say Samurais and Chadis is a much better name than Ninjas and Kutas, but yeah, I get where it comes from.
I will potato, Chief. I mean, I was just talking about the best name among these two, and Nick having the pretty obvious edge on this point.
I mean, yeah, both of these teams have a great edge because we have been seeing them performing really well in the Contenders League of all the matches which have been going so far. So I haven't been following Contenders League for a long time, but I do feel like TDT has edge in this game.
I did hear that TDT has been playing amazingly well recently, and but so has Nick, because like these guys, everyone in the Contenders League are literally fighting it tooth and nail at this point, because no one's giving them an inch to breathe.
And also talking about the Contenders League, the gap is too much between Universe 11, Bichu Gang, and all the rest of the six players. I mean, six teams, right? Because that's what I feel like.
I think it's Universe 11 and Bichu Gang. They've got players with prior MOBA experience. Probably the only reason, why they are a notch above the rest. But the rest of the six team do have potential, and given enough time, they will definitely show growth.
Yep, and this is exactly why I'm excited to watch these games because these are the two teams which are kind of underrated, not known by many players. So watching that and casting that game is going to be such a pleasure.
It always is, Chief. But now, as you can see, I think the players have started with the bans, Chief. You want to talk about that?
Yep, and also seeing the first ban, it's an immediate Akali ban. I mean, I know Akali has been slowly creeping back into the meta, but I'm not really sure about it being a first ban on the side of TDT.
Well, Chief, I'm pretty sure all the players have did their homework and their research. Maybe one of the players do deserve that ban, and good Akali is pretty annoying because she can just go back to your backline and wipe out two of your squishies without even breaking a sweat.
Yep, and that's exactly even I want to be learn Akali because Akali is that one champion. You can't really counter her just because she has the shroud. I mean, there's literally nothing you can do to counter the shroud. I mean, yeah, I do feel like Akali is a great ban. And also talking about the next few bands, the bands are going to be Ziggs, Kragas, Galio, Illusion, and Wukong. I mean, all of these bands have been pretty usual. I mean, pretty mediocre bands. I mean, nothing out of the usual. I mean,
well, all these bans have been directed towards the comfort picks, since from the previous patch. But I don't know if all the teams are gonna decide to play the same patch or maybe try innovating stuff. Because the Conquerors League people are still sticking to the previous patch. I would really wish the Contender League steps it up at least in this phase and try out experiment with new picks.
Yep, and especially with all of these new items coming up in the recent patch, I definitely would say Corki is in a really great spot in the marksman lane or in the mid lane as well.
Oh,
She's just so incredibly
annoying.
broken.
I mean, Corki is just straight up annoying. Having a Corki on your team also opens up the slot for a dual ADC comp. So, good Corkis they always deserve a ban because that champion is super, super, super annoying.
Yeah, I mean, also looking at the other picks, I mean, the bans, I mean, Galio ban, I'm not really sure about the Galio ban because, I mean, Galio is not in a great position right now with all of these new items coming up, with all of these new AD items coming up. People are just going to be bursting down Galio like he's nothing.
Well,
so I don't feel he's in a good spot.
Well, the mid laners, they should actually try playing AD mids other than the caster mids at this point. But we know people take time to move on to different champions. So maybe that thing's gotta wait.
Yep, and with that, we're going to be moving to the draft mode. So what do you feel is going to be the first pick coming out by TDT? Now, all of these champions, the bans are going to be coming out first, right? I really forgot about that.
Well, the bans are definitely coming out, but I kind of wish to see an Yasuo pick again. But then again, talk about another broken pick, Fiora, who has actually been shining a lot in the Baron lane recently.
I mean, I don't really feel Fiora is still the queen of the battle lane because there are all these new champions who can flex in the battle lane with, I mean, I definitely want to be seeing a lot of Mundos stuff. I am seeing a lot of Mundos in the battle lane being picked up. So I don't know, like, how does it affect Fiora's spot in the battle lane.
Well, we do see a Diana pick coming out first from Krypton.
Yep, and Diana first pick. I mean, it's really great pick because all of these champions been banned, especially the Six ban, the Galio ban, the Gragas ban. I mean, if most of the top maintainers are banned, so Diana is the only viable option you have left.
I mean, Diana gives you a lot of potential for proper team fight engages. It has that wombo combo potential. But talking about wombo combo potential, we see the red team going in with a Corki and Brom. Brom, I think, has recently fallen off from the S tier to probably an A tier, but he is still good. It's not that he's so bad that now people don't play him anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about the Brom pick, I mean, definitely after the new items have come in, I'm seeing a hell a lot of more of caster support. People picking up Lulu, people picking up Sona. And I do feel Sona is much better as a caster support in this recent part just because of the new item.
Well, caster
Source of the
supports
flowing
have
water.
always been great. Caster supports have always been my favorite, compared to tank supports, because just with the obvious fact that you can outpoke the enemy laners in lane, and you can also, just stay back and provide a lot of utility for your team, which is pretty underrated if you ask me.
I mean, something like a Nami or something like a Jana versus people picking up something like a Sona or something like that. So I mean, all of the cast support have been extremely buffed in this game, and this is exactly what we're going to be seeing picked up by TGT or Rakan being picked up by them.
Well, they do go with the Rakan, but like I said, the blue team coming out with a Fiora pick at this point. So Nick actually wants to go with the Fiora. Sorry, the TDT actually wants to go with the Fiora. She is gonna be facing a Camille in lane. I really don't know who wins that matchup, since Camille can actually, Camille is an actually potential counter for Fiora, I guess, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but I think
If I'm
Camille
wrong,
is
please
the
correct me in the
counter
chat,
for
guys.
Fiora. I guess who do you feel is going to be winning out this match? The live poll is down, had in his live chat below, so make sure you go vote for your favorite team.
Well, talking about the after the drafting phase is done, which team's draft do you favor better, Chief?
I mean, I definitely would say TDT just because they have the scaling potential. They had the Diana, they had the Tristana, they had the Fiora. But on the same side, we have what's the team name? NIK with the Corki. Corki is that one champion which can demolish teams.
Well, let's just not forget that they also do have a Kaiser. They did opt for the potential double ADC comp that I was talking about. And now both the teams are going to be extremely strong late game, and all of this is probably going to depend upon how they fight around the objectives.
I mean, let's see how it's going to be turning out because all of these teams are leashing out the junglers. Sinzao being leashed out by Kaisa and the Brom, Charan being leashed out by the Rakan and the Tristana. I mean, this is going to be a pretty great matchup because both of these junglers have started on the same side and they will be contesting for the top side of the scuttle.
Well, I do hope one of the junglers tries going parallel jungle and securing vision on one side. I think J4 is probably going to do that, since we do see him heading towards the bottom lane to secure the gold cup.
Yeah, but I mean, a pretty wise decision, I would say, because I think he would have got the vision from the Diana placing up all the way here and seeing that Rom was coming out of that. So, I mean, really great macro plays coming out by TDT right by the time it started itself.
Well, I really don't know a lot, but I have heard that Curse is a really smart player, so I really do want to keep my eye out on him. We see the scuttles are going to spawn in a bit. Both the junglers have taken the position right at the river. Red team opting to take priority over the Baron lane. Jinzao also knows that the blue buff has not been taken, and the red team might be aware that the jungler is going to stay bot.
Yep, and not talking about the mid-lane matchup, like we are definitely seeing the Corki bullying the Diana so damn hard. Just look at the way we've been freezed by Diana because there's nothing she can do pre-level 4.
Well, it's Diana is the melee matchup, and Corki is probably the best counter to any melee matchup at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to be seeing Corki making wonders in this game because I mean, all of the other lanes are equally matched up, but Corki difference is going to be the difference which is going to be, tilting this game towards the favor of NIK. I feel like.
Well, we do see Corki is the first person to recall back to the base and he buys his Sheen. So, what item do you think is the Corki going for right now?
I mean, the best item which you can go on Corki right now is Essence Reaver. Just go for Essence Reaver into Solari Charge Blade and you'll be having 100% crit rate. I mean, that's just too broken to be true.
Well, we do see both the junglers staying around the top lane. Camille is gonna get ganked, but Zinzao might actually go for a counter gang. Both the junglers actually spot each other out, and they might actually back out at this point. And yep, they do that.
I mean, none of these teams really going for hard engages because they know that they don't want to be using their ultimates up this early into the game and not securing anything out of it. So, I mean, that's a pretty wise decision by these teams. But talking about the top lane matchup, we are definitely seeing the Fiora bullying the Camille.
Well, I thought it was gonna be the other way around with me bullying the Fiora, but ever since this new patch, Fiora definitely is shining. I don't know, is it just the patch or is it the players who are getting better with Fiora?
I mean, definitely the players are getting better at Fiora because there was no direct buff to Fiora, nor there was indirect buff to the items that Fiora is, has to be building her core items. So, I mean, definitely I would say the Fiora is out microing the Camille.
Well, if you look at the gold chart, the blue team has pretty much not. Okay, there has not been a lot of fights. So everyone's at a similar gold. I don't know why I even started talking about that. But we see a Drake spawning in 20 seconds. It's a mountain Drake chief. So do you think the teams are gonna contest for this, or do you think they'll opt for the standard trade where one of them goes for the Red?
I mean, I'm not really sure how people play in the Contenders leagues. I definitely think that all of these players are going to be converging over for the Mountain Pick because Mountain Pick is going to be so beneficial for the Jarvan, so beneficial for the Rakan. I mean, that is going to be very tanky at that point that you won't be able to kill them. Zinzao is just going to be standing there. I mean, let's see what kind of plays he is planning to make.
I mean, I think the red team should actually go for the Rift right now since Fiora already did manage to out-rotate the Camille and the blue team is gonna get this without a fight. And they also do have all their ultimates up and they will be looking to contest towards this Rift Chief. I think the red team wasted a lot of time and they will be punished for this at this point.
I mean, when you're just going to be standing out there in the bush, not going in for any hard calls, not doing any hard engages, you're just giving up the mountain dragons for free. And not making any decisions whether to push out the lanes or anything like that, you're definitely going to be missing out. And that's exactly what we're going to be seeing TGT capitalize on, going into the mid-tower and getting almost 2 plays, almost getting 2 plays and almost demolishing the tower as well.
Well, I'd say the blue team had come up with a better trade in this, or they get 2 plays on the middle tower, which is considered the most crucial tower than any Nova. So at this point, it's just them coming out with better decisions. But we do see Zinzao going in for a top bush camp. But he will be caught out by the Sakan. He actually patches out, but they actually go in. There is a knock-up and he will be slain at this point. Camille doing the smart thing of just gonna recall at this point. And all the players is gonna be looking to reset.
I mean, Zinzao was able to secure the kill on Fiora, but at what cost? He just ultimately had to fall to the rotation coming out by Rakan and Jarvan.
Okay, I really like what Rakan just did at this point. He kind of like saw a really fat wave. He had nothing else to do on the map and he just held the entire wave outside the turret just so the Fiora does not lose a single creep. This is something underrated that most supports don't do and I'd actually give him a lot of credit just for doing that.
So yeah guys, if you are new to support position and if you're going to be playing better in a support position, just make sure to do what the adults have just did. Help out the Baron lane, help out the laners to get more gold. No, not just letting the gold waste out on the Baron, Baron taking it, meanwhile you getting the gold from it.
Well, if you look at the atomization, Rakan has actually went for a glorious instant chief. This is not something you see every day. What do you think about that?
I don't really know what to tell about that because I usually see glorious instant only on champions like Olaf or something like that because they are the champions who are going to be running you down. But seeing this on a champion like Rakan, who already has the inbuilt movement speed from his ultimate, I'm not really sure how it's going to be working out for him.
Well, I think the Gargoyle enchant would have did much better for Rakan since that would have made him a lot more tankier in fights. But it's his call at this point and I'd see how this plays out. Because for all we know, he's actually creating a new meta.
Yeah, but I mean, this might be turning into a new meta. I mean, Rakan going with glorious charms, just going it with extreme movement speed, which is going to be giving you, just charming all of the 5 men and not dying in the process as well.
Oh, we do see the rift being spawned at mid. The blue team is gonna be late to rotate for this tower. They might potentially lose this, but Rakan actually goes in with a jam. He gets a 4-man knock up at this point, but the rift is gonna crash on the turret. Storm Ult coming out just to secure the turret, but we see J4 jumping in a bit too deep. There's probably not gonna be much of an engage from his team. And yeah. Okay, Diana actually comes in with the ult and Fiora also, who is right along with her, and they will manage to get this clean up. Tristana jumping in, she is gonna get her bomb from it is gonna explode, and the blue team with the wipeout at this point, and they will be looking forward to push this turret.
I mean, that whole fight, I have to say how incredibly well that Rakan played, going and charming all of them, delaying them from taking the tower. Meanwhile, Tristana coming in from the backup, doing all the damage. Even though that wasn't enough, the follow-up coming out by Fiora and Diana, they just came and got all the 5 kills, aced up the whole fight.
But Chief, you forgot that they did manage to get the first tower though. I mean, despite the knock-up, the first tower is gonna open up the map a lot and is also gonna give the red team a place to retreat to, whereas the blue team can't retreat towards the mid lane anymore since they have no tower and nothing to protect them over there.
Now, when both these teams are now going to be looking for, fighting for the Ocean Break, all of the 5 members are already over there. I mean, as long as Rakan is going to be having settlement, it's going to be fight going towards the favor of TGT. I mean, looking at this fight right now, we are going to be seeing Rakan going with the charm of Jarvan going with the ultimate as well, getting 4 people on his ultimate, trapping them inside his Damascene wall. Meanwhile, the follow-up coming out by Tristana, this is going to be unreal, going in, getting double kill. Diana, meanwhile, getting a double kill as well. I mean, such a well-executed fight by TGT.
I don't know what Camille was trying to do there.
Yeah, I mean, Camille just kind of threw up the game. Did he try to ultimate the Rakan or something?
Well, she kind of like dashed into like just air at that point. She missed everyone with the 2 and she even missed a Q, I guess. No, she missed a W.
Okay. I mean, this is exactly why we saw the Fiora winning out in the Camille in the lane as well. Just a micro difference.
Maybe Camille is not Kakashi's to-go pick.
Yeah. And I mean, with this, I mean, the goal difference is going to be slightly tilting towards the side of TDT with them having 7k goal lead and almost this increasing it day by day, I mean, minute by minute, and also the top lane, we are going to be seeing all of them convert into the Camille. Camille is going to be in a bit of trouble using her hook stamps already. Going in for the Hextech Ultimatum on Camille, sorry, Tristana, but not going to be enough. That is going to be follow up from the side of NIK, but is it going to be enough? Jarvan is going to be going in again, getting all the Damascene wall, trapping 3 of them. Rakan is going to be that for the follow up. Fiora is going to be going in these. Tristana is going to be going in these. Do they have enough damage to secure the kills? No, they're not going to be having enough damage.
Well, the blue team should actually look to back out from this point, because if they do try to overextend anymore, that Kai'Sa is going to be bad news for them.
I mean, looking at the gold as well, the amount of gold which Korki is holding, she has 8.6 gold, the most in the map.
Well, Chief, you didn't have to sugarcoat it by saying it was just a slight gold lead. 8k gold lead is by no matter small in any game, guys, because 8k is just a suicide note which says, please get the fuck out of here before I melt you.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if if NIK wants to win this game, they definitely have to focus all they have got onto the Tristana, because they don't have any other damage either. They have champions like Fiora, who that's going to be acting like assassins. They have Jarvan, which is going to be going in for engage. I mean, Rakan is also for an engage tool. If they're able to burst down Tristana, I mean, I definitely think they have a chance in this game, even though the goal lead is 8k.
I mean, on the bright side, you know, all the gold on the red team is on both their ADC. So if they do manage to drag this game long enough, I think it's their team who kind of like scales out better.
I mean, let's see what's going to be happening, because we might be seeing Fiora is going to be in a bit of, okay, she's just going to be backing off with nobody going on to her. Let's see, because it's all going to be coming down to who's going to be able to secure the Baron first, because it's going to be a 4 versus 5 fight for Baron, because all of the people of NIK are there, ganking up, staying hidden. You know, Diana's with the bottom. We are going to be seeing a hasty play coming out by the Camille, ending up, throwing the game in process. She's just going to be getting bursted. Rakan going in deep. We are going to be seeing Fiora going in for the kill as well. Tristana is going to be hard, not having enough damage. Yes, she is going to be getting all these kills. I mean, is she able to get the double kill? No, it's going to be Rakan is going to be getting the double kill, stealing all the kills right from the clenches of Tristana.
Well, I mean, you can't blame him, Chief. It was a hasty fight, and he did all he could. He went in for the knockup, but he does manage to get the kill. Lucky guy doesn't happen every day for support, and when it does, you just count your lucky stars.
I mean, Rakan has almost 100% kill participation in this game. Just look at his KDA 3-0-13. I mean, that's 16 out of 17. I'm
Well,
really
Chief,
loving how this Rakan is playing.
I really love the fact that a lot of supports are standing out. Talking about yesterday's game, Saif really stood out with his Nami, and now we see Adult Swim standing out with his Rakan. It's a really good thing to watch for a support team, and I really do hope this streak continues for a few more weeks.
Yep, let's see it, because seeing some new flashy support plays is something which we don't usually see. It's always the mid laner, it's always the EDC making all these fancy plays.
But on the other hand, with the Baron buff, the blue team is gonna get the Infernal Drake uncontested. Rakan goes in with a jump, he is gonna back out. J4, who is actually like pretty tanky at this point, is just gonna jump in without the least of bother, Chief.
I mean, with all of the goal difference, goal farm they have, I mean, there's nothing NIK can even do, because look at the Sana almost 1 versus 1ing the Zinzal in top lane, getting the kill. I mean, I think it's pretty much over for NIK at this point, because I don't see any way they're going to be coming back in this game.
Well, Chief, I think they are gonna lose a couple of minutes at least with this Baron push, since the top lane is already pushed in. But the blue team, they're also gonna try to push in the mid wave.
I mean, top lane being pushed up, the bottom lane being pushed up, mid lane being pushed up. I mean, all of the towers are going to be falling one by one. You know, NIK, sorry, TDT showing no mercy to NIK. And like, absolute disrespect coming out by them.
Well, we
You
did
might
see
be
the
seeing
Diana
Diana in a
being
bit of trouble. Diana just died for nothing.
Well, she did decide to stay on the other side of the wall. Maybe that was being a little bit cocky. The red team does manage to get the kill, but at what cost? They lose all 3 inhibs at this point, and there is pretty much no way of a comeback unless or until TGT decides to throw this game super hard.
Yeah, I mean, that is. I mean, the Diana did have the flash. She was just. She should have used the flash, man. Instead of dying, just use out the summoner spell, use out the flash, and just flash away from the wall. You don't have to die over there.
Well, she did have a flash up, but maybe she kind of got, a bit cocky since the team was doing pretty good. Oh, we do see the red team has just refused to surrender. Well, I don't blame them, Chief. At this point, they know the game is done, but there are still some martyrs on the team who are saying, no, we will go down with the fight, but we are not gonna back out just with a vote.
I mean, just looking at the goal difference, it's better that you can just surrender this game, because goal difference is almost 16k. There's no way you can come back with a goal difference of 16k.
Well, Chief,
Yeah, I can
that's
see
what the
Coffee
paper
making some
says, but
fancy plays. I mean, okay, not going to be to do anything out of it, but
well, I think the blue team should actually just TDT should just force a fight out, maybe out of the outside the fountain, because at this point there is no fight they will lose. They're just super fight at this point, and they should just abuse it, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. Dom comes out with his ult. Diana are literally just gonna melt everyone. Fiora gets a double kill, and they are gonna chase them into the fountain. At this point, there is a huge minion wave crashing in, and TDT secures game 1.
yep. So with that, I mean, the first game was definitely a big storm coming out by TDT on NIK. I mean, that was nothing NIK was possibly even looking to do in this game, because every single time in the game, early game, mid game, even the late game, it was TDT dominating on NIK.
Well, Chief, and as you can see, the MVP goes to Rakan.
Oh,
With
yeah.
the MVP, he does have literally 20 kill participation out of the 21 kills on the blue team. If you look at the stats, you see Tristana with 25k damage. That's the most on the game, and yep, she was super fed with a KDA of 6010. She also does have a new item. Chief, what's the item called?
Tristana has, I think it's something known as the Nolari Sunblade or something like that, or something. I mean, it's an item which gives you crit damage. I mean, that's all I know.
Well, I do know that gives me crit damage, but I really suck with names. See if it's gonna take me another 2 weeks to remember all these items.
Yeah. Now, also looking at the Camille's KDA 1, 3, 2, I mean, I definitely would say this game was a Baron difference game.
Well, it's probably not just the Baron difference. It was, I mean, the Baron was where it started to let go, but in the end, it was pretty much, the blue team outperforming the red team in a lot of aspects. You saw, if you see the dual lane, it was blue team who were actually getting a lot of poke in and also rotating for the scuttle. It was just all these small things which matters and which just led to a huge snowball in the end.
Yep. So with that, we're going to be coming to an end of game one, and we'll be moving the game two pretty shortly. So make sure to like to the stream and also subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying today's match.
Also, guys, Chief just came out of the closet. He declared himself gay. So, like,
What the fuck?
just hashtag Chief gay in the chat, please.
Wow. Haters will hate. If there's even a single hashtag Chief G in the chat, I'm just going to be getting this game. But I don't think there's going to be any Chief G in the chat. But yeah, let's see what's going to be happening. Let's see how.
Guys, this is the best offer you can get to get rid of a cancer. I'm not gonna say much. Do what is needed. Do the right.
I mean, Pride Month is over, so there's absolutely no reason for you to come out because you're not going to be getting any fake hype out of it. So,
All a guy can do is spread the facts, Chief.
oh my god, there is already one Chief Gay in the chat. Why, Baba? All of them are fake friends, man. I have to say.
No, Chief, they are true to you. They are gonna help you come out of the closet, and they're just helping you out, Chief. Don't blame them.
Oh my god. Okay, with that, I'm going to cast this test call ready, and I'm just inviting you for this game as well. Wait, are you done in the
I
lobby?
did not get an invite yet, but okay, now I do.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on this second? I'm still laughing for the fact that there's so many people commenting Chief Gay in the chat. Like, literally, what's wrong with all of them?
I don't know, Chief. It's just the crowd doing crowd things, and I really love these guys at this point. So, Chief, after the first game, what bans do you think is gonna come out in game two? Do you think is there gonna be a comeback, or will this be another stomp against Nick?
I don't know. They have the first pick this time, so they might be able to draft a little bit better. I wouldn't say the first game was kind of a draft difference. It was kind of a team difference at a whole. But the first pick being on the side of NIK might be making a slight difference. Securing all the OP picks.
Well, NIK might go for all the OP picks, but I really want to see what the Baron laner comes out this game. Because last game, let's be honest, because Camille was not his comfort pick. Kakashi should probably just stick to one of the picks which he plays better.
I mean, looking at his profile, he is Camille spammer. Okay, he's not Camille spammer. He's a Akali spammer. He has over. Oh, what's that? He has over 350 games on Akali. And I mean, this is exactly why Akali was banned in the first game. Just denying that pick, that OP Camille pick from him.
And I just scroll down through all his recent I did not see a Camille. So I do not know if he just picked Camille for the first time in a tournament game, because that is pretty ballsy, my friend, and I would actually appreciate that because I like people being ballsy. And we see a Wukong and a Kali first base ban coming out from both the teams.
I mean, yeah, they are kind of similar to the last game's ban as well. So, I don't think the bans are going to be any different. I can just tell it right now. The next bans are going to be Six, Galio, and Gragas maybe.
Yeah, Gragas is pretty much a standard ban in most of the games, just because people do not want to be facing a trunk tanky guy who can just come ult you out and outsmite you.
Yep. I mean, I don't know. Can that outsmite you? Does it have enough damage?
No shit. What I was talking. There is a thing. I kind of like met one of these. What do you call this? SD 5-man queue guys. There is this thing Gragas users do. They just come in at the last moment. Right when the Drake or the Baron is at maybe 5,000 HP. They just focus the ult on your jungler, push him out of the range, and smite the objective, and they just walk out. It's like a pretty clean thing to do, but it takes a bit of practice. So yeah, that was kind of like what I was talking about.
I mean, that's really hard to pull off. Landing a perfect Gragas ultimate. Calculating the momentum with which the bomb is going to be going, the angular projectile where the jungler is going to be pushed back. All those scientific things. It's
You
really
know,
hard to
Chief,
play crackers.
but that's the reason why we love MOBAs. No matter how simple the champ is, there's always a place where he outshines other champions, and that's the kind of thing which we'll all like to see.
I mean, I play champions which are just tap, man. I just play champions like Ashriel. I play champions like Lulu. You literally don't have to do anything. You just have to tap on your mobile and it just does their own thing. I mean, for you, I mean, you play champions like Jada, which actually don't actually reach proper skills. You just can't tap on abilities and hope something happens. Oh, I guess you're disconnected for some reason. Okay, never mind. Yeah, disconnected for some reason. So with that, I just talk about the bans because I'm I seem stupid, just talking to me alone. So the next ban is gonna be a Diana ban. I mean, after seeing the performance of Diana in the first game, I definitely say that is a pretty decent one coming out by uh NIK in that side. So the next ban is going to be Lucian ban. I mean, all of these bans are pretty usual. I mean, nothing unusual coming out in these bans. I mean, I already did call out because all of these bans. I mean, I really want to be seeing some new bans coming out, some targeted bans coming out. So let's see what's up with these games. I mean, I want to see some champions like Sona being picked up. Not just Sona. I really want to see a Teemo being picked up because Teemo, I feel like, is extremely OP in this patch.
Well, sorry, Chief, I just got disconnected back there for a second. Discord bugs always hit you at the wrong time.
Yep. I think so many end chiefs in the game. I mean, I'm just too cringe at this point. Cringing on the audience, decreasing the already low viewership today.
If people are asking who the fuck are you, I do not think that's a good thing.
I mean, so if you don't know me, I'm a noob support player who just taps on all the champions I play, and hopefully team carries me. That's all I am.
I mean, Chief is a guy who would pick Lulu despite having an Ezreal on lane. So, just watch out, guys. If you guys get matched up with him, please hit the forfeit at 5 minutes.
Wow. I can actually carry games, if I get the hands on my Ezreal. I mean, what's taking this team so long, man? What's taking these teams so long to ban out the last champion?
Well, Chief, I mean, you can carry on an Ezreal, but to be honest, anyone can carry on an Ezreal on any given day because he is kind of easy to play.
Yeah, he is very easy to play. Definitely, he's one of the easiest marksman champions to play. And finally going to be the bans coming out. It's going to be the Ziggs ban. I mean, what took you so long? Why does it take 5 minutes for the team to finally come out with a Ziggs ban?
I have no idea. I thought they were planning to, counter something, but they go with the regular phase bans again, and that is a pretty big disappointment at this point.
I mean, why it take so long if you're ultimately just going to be coming out with a Ziggs and Gallia ban?
Well, Chief, they just came out with the same bans from last game. Please do not ask me questions that's gonna force my brain to drop my IQ.
You already are a low IQ individual, so I mean, it can't go any lower than what you already have.
Okay, guys, I think this casting session is more like a row session between me and Chief, and I do like good competition. So yeah, let's go.
Hashtag Baba guys, if you're new to this stream, make sure to like the stream as well because we are at 28 likes and it would be great if you could hit 30 likes today as well.
Well, Chief, forget the likes. Tell me who's gonna win the second game because I really am rooting for Nick just because of the name.
I mean, yeah, the name is definitely very cool. Something which is very out of the box. We don't see names like these being picked up. Of course, except if it's Kurochu, which is the troll team which I have. But yeah,
Well,
I mean, aside from the fun facts, I definitely feel like it's going to be TDT again stomping out an NIK in this game because just seeing the performance by them, the macro by them, out rotating NIK every single phase of the game. I don't think NIK has a chance in this game as well.
Well, Chief, I do not want to be biased, but yeah, I do think it's probably gonna be another storm. But that's a good thing too. We can call it a day early. I can go enjoy some delicious chicken, which is right on the table.
Lol, you didn't have to say that because guys, if you didn't know, I'm veg and this fucker is, this guy is non-veg. So what are we even doing? What are we doing right now?
I have no idea, Chief, but it smells delicious.
And with that, we're going to be moving straight in the draft phase. So, what do you feel is going to be the first pick coming out by these teams? Oh, sorry, it's going to be
Uh,
the ban phase again. Why do I keep forgetting? There's a ban phase right now.
well, Chief, it's probably gonna take a while to get used to this since the ban was just out yesterday. But we
Yeah.
do see all the similar bans are just gonna come out at this point. But what do you think is gonna be the first pick?
I mean, looking at the bans, I definitely feel the first pick has to be something like a Corki or Brom, maybe. I think it's going to be a Brom or Corki first pick. Okay, if I'm going to be either of them, I was completely wrong. It's a Gragas first pick coming out by iTrolls.
Well, they did opt to ban out the Diana instead, and they do get a Gragas for it in return, and they will happily take it.
So let's see. But Oriana being picked up. I'm not really sure how Oriana does in the current patch.
Well, Oriana is a champion that always scales good late game. There's not a lot of items, new items that you can actually build on her, but she, as usual, scales really good late game and has the potential to like one shot your squishies with a proper combo, and that's all it takes to win a team fight. Oh, are we gonna see a Kata pick? Because I'm really excited to see something different on the mid lane, and we do see an Irelia on the mid lane. Well,
I
unlike
really
coming
have
out with
been
an
picked
Irelia
up.
pick. Okay,
I
now I
mean,
really do like this
I
draft.
really feel like Irelia is going to be making a difference in this game because if you're going to be playing against champions like Janna, if you're going to be playing against champions like we are going to be seeing a Shivana being Hobart, so I mean Irelia can just cut through them.
Well, Shyvana is good, but I really would not pick a Shyvana just for the fact that you can't do much without your ult. Like every time you decide to do something, it all hovers around your ult, which does have a pretty long cooldown. It's the same problem with Momo and other champions on the jungle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly why Amumu and Shivana are just out of the jungle meta right now because at one point of time, it was Shivana and Amumu dominating the jungle lane, going in for the wombo combos, going in, getting 4 or 5 man ultimates, and just hoping a team can follow up and clean up.
Well, Chief, that season 0 you're talking about, and this is patch 2.4. So yeah, there are going to be a lot of changes.
Yup, we have come a long way. And also looking at the marksman picks, it's Tristana being picked up by NIK this time. So I'm not really sure how that's going to be working out because you have champions like Darius, you have champions like Irelia, you only need enough damage. You don't need a Tristana. You need someone who can poke out.
Well, I think Irelia, Rakan, and Gragas already brings out enough sustain for them. So a Tristana pick actually works out pretty good with this comp, because of how good she scales late game. I mean, Darius is someone who can do damage pretty much as soon as he hits the level 5 mark. So a Tristana pick at this point is actually pretty decent.
I mean, I wouldn't even have complained if the Shivana had the Rune Shivana skin, but I mean, it's such a disappointment when she doesn't even have the Rune Shivana skin and still picking up the Shivana. I mean,
Chief, can you
what's the
quit
point
being
in that?
racist just because of skins? Not everyone's rich. You still have to give me skins.
Ow. You are the one who is supposed to give me skins, especially you having over net worth of over 1 crore. I mean, you can definitely afford to give every single person in a live chat right now.
I mean, guys, all of you know not to trust this guy anymore. Please, let's not do this. But we do see the game starting, so let's stop with the cringe stuff and look at this. It's pretty much going to be the standard bans. All of them are going to start at the red buff, and there is going to be a 2-man leash on the blue side and the Renekton leashing for them on the red side.
Also, like, I don't really know how the matchup works between Darius and the Renekton. I think it's Darius wins the matchup.
I think we'll know in a while because Kakashi was pretty rusty on his Camille, and I would want to see he does miss his Q on the Renekton. That was the very first skill shot, but he does have the XP advantage, and he might hit level 2 before the Renekton does. So I'm pretty curious of how this matchup is gonna turn out.
Yep, I mean, this is gonna be kind of great match in the top 10 because, as you said, we didn't see any flashy plays coming out by Camille in the first game. I mean, she was the reason why NK lost. So let's see if we're gonna be seeing any better performance on him playing the Darius.
Well, it's pretty much gonna be a passive lane until Renekton hits level 3. Darius should actually like look in for short trades because I mean he's a Darius. He should actually look for short trades, get those stacks up. Yeah, he does do that. He gets a hook in. Renekton does manage to dash out. He has 4 stacks. Renekton doing the smart thing by backing out. He is gonna go back for his orbs. Meanwhile, we do see the scuttle being taken down on both the lanes. The red team is gonna have vision of this Gragas clearing the scuttle up. The red team is gonna go for the bottom scuttle. He does go in for a top gank, and he is also gonna invade that jungle. That is a pretty smart move by the Gragas at this point. Renekton, just taking the HP advantage. He's probably gonna look to poke the Gragas out. The Gragas who can actually flank him at this point but actually exposes himself on the map, and it's not going to do much for the team since he can just back out at this point. Meanwhile, we do see the red team actually being pretty dominant at the duo lane.
I mean, they are kind of dominant in the dueling just because they have the Janna, because Janna can out-range Rakan, she can out-shield Rakan, she can everything Rakan.
I mean, Janna is just a better support than Rakan, and we are seeing that at this point since she is abusing that tornado gap over there.
Yeah, I mean, also the Kai'Sa is actually much better than Tristana in the early game, and hence the reason why the dual lane of it's TGT on the right side this time. That's the reason why TGT is kind of dominating the dual lane, at least in the early game.
Well, Rakan does go in for an engage, but he gets out poked by this Kai'Sa and Janna at this point because there was no wave over there. He just gets an isolated Q from the Kai'Sa and also the W from the Janna. Meanwhile, we do see Shyvana going in for a gank at the top lane. Will she actually go in or decide to back out at this point? Renekton actually pushing the wave in, so I think they're gonna back out.
Yep, they are gonna be backing out because if you have champions like Shyvana, you definitely should be just looking to fight for the objectives. Get secured in the first dragon, and the first dragon is gonna be Ocean Dragon this time. Not a great dragon, but definitely worth securing for Shyvana. We in the dragon ganking in the bottom lane. Janna ultimate, the life savior for Kai'Sa, but Kai'Sa is still gonna end up falling. Is she gonna end up falling?
No, she actually wants to go in for that kill. Maybe that was a bit too greedy, and she is gonna fall. Well, she did flash out just to secure that kill, maybe for the first blood, but it was maybe a failed execution at this point, and that is gonna cost them the first blood.
I mean, this might definitely be putting them at a disadvantage just because they have the kill on Gragas. I think who got the kill? Yeah, it was the Gragas getting the first blood.
Well, it was like one flash for 2, so I still think the red team is gonna start it just because Shyvana needs every Drake she can get at this point.
Shyvana just ulted just for the Drake, and she is still gonna be not having any damage. Irela making some flashy plays, going in for all these stunts. She almost gets the kill on Gragas. Tristana is gonna be the one who is gonna be cleaning up Shyvana as well. I mean, they are still going to be going in. Yes, they are going in for the kill on Tristana. Kai'Sa as well. They are able to secure the kill on Kai'Sa. I mean, that's not the whole fight. Totally on the favor of NIK, them making a comeback in this game.
Well, the red team was pretty much just, focusing on the Drake at this point. They do not want to go let go of the objective. Meanwhile, we do see Kakashi happily split pushing top lane. He does manage to get a plate and he will back out, but I don't think he gets the second plate in time. Meanwhile, we do see Shyvana actually already popping and she is gonna backdoor this rift. There is no vision at this point, but the blue team actually opting to stay bot a bit longer, which is gonna cost them a free rift and maybe also a free first tower at this point.
I mean, just looking at the performance right now in the first 5 minutes of the game, I do feel it's going to be NIK securing this one. Even if Shyvana has the Ocean Dragon, is it going to be enough to out-damage, outscale Irelia and Tristana?
Well, Chief, if Shyvana does manage to get like 4 Drakes at this point, you know how broken he gets. So I would not say anything before seeing the rest of the fights.
I mean, the last fight, they definitely could have won if Shyvana had used her ulti, properly, not just using the ultimate for the dragon. I mean, we are going to be seeing the gank they are able to secure the kill on the Janna, and with that, I think they are going to be going in for the tower as well. Really, as good using the ultimate, getting the kill on Kai'Sa, going in, getting the kill on Orianna as well, getting the double kill in the bottom lane, and with that, they can be able to secure the first talent in the game. Renekton and Shyvana meanwhile pushing the top lane. And NIK! Darius is going to be able to secure the kill on Shyvana. What was the Shyvana thinking?
Well, Chief, I think we are gonna see a potential game three at this point. Nick actually doing better stuff. They are coming out with better macros at this point. They decide not to go for the rift. They were camping the bot lane for a long time, and they do manage to get that fight. Jana actually does a pretty good job at disengaging and dying at that point, but she even gets an outplay there. But just it's just the number advantage at this point since they already knew there were two guys at top and there was no backup coming.
So guys, this is the reason why you don't pick Shyvana. Make sure every single time you're playing a competitive game, make sure you don't pick Shyvana. You have champions like Kha'Zix, you have champions like what's that guy name? Who's
Well,
the
Chief, I would
Chinese
rather
guy?
pick a Jax jungle.
Oh wait, who's the Chinese guy? I forgot his name. Yeah,
Lee
Lee
Sin.
Sin. You have champions like Lee Sin, you have champions like Kha'Zix. Why pick up a Shyvana?
Well, I'd rather pick a Jax jungle than
Yeah.
a jungle at this point, but it's each one their own, and they are gonna stick with the comfort picks.
I mean, unless and until Shyvana is going to be secure the next dragon, which is going to be in the ring, the situation seems a bit dire for them.
Well, the only way they actually do that at this point is if they get a pick off right before the dragon spawns, because they do not want to be fighting too early. All they want to focus at this point is farming lanes and jungles, but there is not a lot since Shyvana has already managed to clean up the entire jungle.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, even though she is going to be able to, clear out the entire jungle, it's all going to be coming down. No, the result of this game is going to be decided in the next 30 seconds, in the next 25 seconds, to be honest, because the Mountain Dragon is going to be up, and this fight is going to be deciding who's going to be.
We do see Nick already gaining vision priority in throughout the river. They are going to be setting a camp right over here. The red team does have no vision at this point, but they expose themselves maybe a bit too early. Rakan goes in with a jump. Tristana actually jumps. She gets the reset on her jump. She uses her ult, but it's just the shield saving them out at this point. But with the ADC poked up, with the mid laner poked out, they are going to be looking to start the Drake up. The red team can actually look in for a potential steal maybe, because that's everything they have to opt at this point. Shyvana goes in, she actually ults in, she goes in a bit too deep, she realizes it's a bit too early. Jana ult coming in at the right time, probably healing her all, but Gragas ult is going to cancel it out, and the blue team with two heroes at full HP are going to look to dominate this fight. Shyvana is also going to get taken down, and Tristana is going to fall. We see Aurelia flashing out, but she decides to go back in. We see the red team actually with a potential comeback at this point.
I mean, this is where the fight actually changes, because the Gragas ultimate was huge, this positioning everyone aside of TDT, and with that, I mean, Kaisa really used that into great advantage, maneuvering with her ultimate, like how Mikasa does in EOT.
Well, Chief, I think this was pretty much bad target selection by Nick, because they literally were not on the ADC, gave her enough time to clean up, and that was probably a huge mistake.
I mean, now that the fight is going to be up again for the Drake, they are going to be in an advantageous position just because won't be having an ultimate for this fight.
Well, I think none of them do have their ultimates, but we see the Gragas ult, which is a low cooldown ultimate already almost up. Everyone on the blue team has their ultimates on. Meanwhile, the red team still has just two people with their ultimates. They are going to be looking to take this Drake out. Will there actually be a smite battle? But no, Shyvana actually jumps in and she gets a Drake. We see a good Orianna ultimate coming in. The blue team, Tristana, just wiping everyone out. She is going to jump right on the ADC. She is gonna get a quarter kill at this point, and the Darius gets to clean up, and they will be looking to make the most of this time, and I think they should just push the lane, because it is too early for a Baron, and they should just go for the turret.
That's exactly what they do, just all five of them, staging down on mid lane, and that, I think they can possibly go for the another turret as well.
Well, I think they definitely should go for this turret, but maybe back out immediately after they get this. Since they extend any longer, it's probably going to be a disadvantage for them. We see the blue team doing the right thing. They are going to disengage at this point and maybe go back to farming all the lanes. We see the pop being planned out by Rakan, and he is going to jump out, taking all the resources out from the jungle. There is no more vision flare, and there is no blast shard for them to jump over.
I mean, I definitely say this game is kind of a draft difference, because when you're going to be picking champions like Orianna, champions like Shyvana, you should be looking to win those team fights, and that's exactly where these champions are going to be shining out, right? If you don't have the team fight provenness, you're not going to be winning the game.
Well, see, let's not forget the fact that this Shyvana already has two Drakes, and she could potentially go in for the third Drake steal as well since she has a GA.
If she has a GF, I mean, this is going to be pretty huge for the Shyvana because, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a power spike for her, but it's definitely going to be, making her play a little bit more carefully, going in early with the engages, not being getting punished for it as well. I mean, the
Well,
GA being up is going to be adding a little bit of dynamics in team fights, which is going to be happening at the Baron.
Well, I don't think there's going to be a lot of team fights happening in this game just because of the Shyvana pick. All the teams are just going to be focusing on farming. The blue team, who is already ahead on farm, they should, try invading the jungle, not letting them farm. They should just give the red team a really hard time at this point.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the builds as well, I mean, we are going to be seeing, I mean, we're not seeing any new item, but, I mean, wait, does Tristana has any use for the new items? I'm not really sure. Does this scale up
Well,
with
she is going for a usual build, with the static shiv, hex blade, and what do you call this?
rapid fire cannon?
Yep, rapid fire.
I mean, let's see what's going to be happening because I mean, I really wanted them, the Tristana, to build the new items because from what I've seen on the YouTube videos, Tristana's pretty OP with the new items. Okay, we might be seeing Shyvana getting caught out over all members of NIK are going to be hard to get a kill on Tristana, on Shyvana, but Shyvana just going to be escaping out of that trap.
Well, Nick does a smart thing by backing out, but they don't go too deep in the jungle chasing without any vision. And this is really better gameplay coming out from Nick compared to the first game.
Yeah, but definitely. I'm also looking at the Baron lane right now. We are Kakashi with level. Both of them use up their ultimate. We are going to be seeing Darius hook up the next turn, but is he going to be able to get a kill? No, the other is going to be backing out on the neck of time. We are going to be Sidakan coming up for the follow-up as well. I really is going to be that for the follow-up. We are going to be exhausting the next turn, and I think they're going to be secured the kill on the next turn as well. Yes, it is going to be the kill secured by the Darius. This is going to be definitely bad for NIK because it's going to be a 4 vs 5 fight for the Infernal Drake.
Well, it's the Infernal Drake at this point, and the blue team.
Okay, Shyvana is going to be in the middle of trouble. Shyvana is going to be getting caught off. She's lurking a little too deep inside the jungle, but she is going to be able to escape. Yeah, Kragas ultimate is going to be coming in, but useless, I would say.
Well, she just gets out unscathed at this point, and I think the blue team wasted a lot of ultimates. They still do have the number advantage at this point, but there is no Rakan ultimate and no Galio ultimate at this point. Shit, not
And that is
Galio.
no Galio in the game.
Well, guys, this is what happens when you smoke a lot of pots, so please don't do pots.
Okay, with that, Shyvana is going to be going in with the deep. She is having her ultimate. The smite is going to be secured by Kragas in this side. Shyvana's not going to be having the smite difference in this game. But Kai'Sa is making all the ADC difference in this game. My god, that fight! I was just focusing on the Shyvana securing the smite or not, but I didn't focus on what the Kai'Sa was doing. Kai'Sa just was able to get so many kills out there. Orianna having an amazing shockwave, getting 4-man in his ultimate. Kai'Sa just going to be down for the follow-up. And with that, TDT has completely changed this game.
Well, they also do get a free Baron, and if you look at the top wave, it already has a huge wave in. Renekton doing the smart thing by pushing mid at this point. They are gonna get a free inhib at this point. It's not even gonna be contested. I think the red team should be looking to split push all 3 lanes.
Oh my god, did they just throw this game? I mean, definitely TDT is going to be split fishing in all the 3 lanes because the bottom wave is being pushed up, middle wave has been pushed up, top wave has been shown as well. So, man.
I think they're just doing the same mistake again. At the first fight where their ADC actually turned the game around, it's the same thing happening over again. They are not prioritizing their targets, and it is like really, really, really bad news for them.
I mean, this is what I told you, right? You don't need a Tristana. You don't need a Tristana in this. You need champions who can poke out the people just so that the Darius can go in for the finishes. If you're going to be having 2 finishers in the team, like Darius and a Tristana, I mean, what's the point of having them when you don't have any poke? And you don't have any, champions who can, outrange the enemies.
Well, I mean, Tristana is probably the only champion who outranges anyone at this point because late game Tristana's range exceeds a lot of people's. But it's probably just better execution coming out from the red team at this point. They do manage to pull a really insane comeback, and they will be looking to at least get one inhibitor at this point.
I mean, they are really looking to push out on the top lane, but with that, okay, they're not going to be doing that. I mean, what is NIK, sorry, TDT going to do in this game? They have to push out the inhibitors at this point because the Kaisa is fed, the Shyvana, no, not Shyvana, sorry, the Orianna is fed. I mean, just go in, don't be a pussy, just go in and get it out.
Well, they were actually on the receiving end throughout the first half of the game, so they do not want to do the same mistake Nick did, and they are playing it safe at this point. They do get the mid inhib tower, and they should probably look to force the top tower too. We see Orianna going into split push the top lane. They get the tier 2 tower at bot. They will be pushing both the lane at the same time. They should at least get the plate maybe, but the Baron buff is also going to wear out pretty soon.
Baron buff is going to be earning on. This is the point of the game where Orianna is going to be having so much impact. They do just see Orianna poking out the stun on the account so damn hard.
Well, Chief, you were questioning the Orianna pick at the start, but right now Orianna is doing a lot for them.
I mean, I definitely would have favored this fight. I mean, the game in favor of NIK, but they just absolutely threw this game. I mean,
well,
why
you can't call it a throw yet, Chief.
Okay, it's not a throw yet, but let's see what's going to be happening. Looking at this point, I mean, they already have the mid turret, they have secured the Baron, they have two platings off the top and the turret. I mean, I don't see any.
They also have a Kaisa with 14k gold.
Yeah, Kaisa with 14k gold as well. I mean, she has already most of items completed. She has a basic shield, reminder. I mean, all she needs to build is go in for the GA build, and then I mean that's all. You don't need anything else on Kaisa. You can just tap and literally you can just do tapping and you can still win the game.
Well, I like what the red team is going for at this point. They have the Renekton who's split pushing. He also does have his TP up. Meanwhile, they are gonna start the Drake. They are like just camping over here and gaining vision priority. Meanwhile, the blue team is just doing best what they can to get all the last minute farm they can get. But at this point, I think it's a bit too late for them. If the Shyvana gets his Elder Drake, the power spike she gets from that is gonna be pretty insane.
I mean, do you think is that going to be a objective trade? NIK and NIK going for the Baron while TDT going for the Elder Drake, or do you think that's going to be a contest for one of these objectives?
Well, there is a scuttle on the Baron, so they will not be they will not be doing that yet. But we do see Gragas checking in the pit with his Q. So I think they're all gonna take one last team fight at this point. We see Darius split pushing top, but does Darius have a TP? He does not.
I'm not really sure.
The red team should just
have the TP. I mean, if they're able to come in for a proper 5 vs fight, I would say the game would go in favor of NIK. But what are they doing? They know Darius is top lane. They're still not starting the Elder Dragon.
Well, I think they should just start the Drake at this point since they already have the numbers advantage. But we see Renekton going out to stop this split push. What is just happening at this point? Both teams are just giving out a lot of respect, which is undeserved at this point because they should have just started the Drake. But now we see the blue team have 5 man over here, but we see Darius going on top again. Okay, what's happening?
Oh my God.
What's happening, Chief?
These teams are just delaying all the time. They're just making sure the Orianna is going to be getting even more scaled up because Orianna's itemization. Then he has a land this up. He's just going to be hurting like a truck. If it is going to be letting this happen, if it is going to be letting the game scale more to the Lilith game, I don't think NIK have a chance in this game. It's the same talking about TDT as well. What's delaying you? What's stopping you from starting these objectives? You're already hyper fed, your Kaisa is fed, your Orianna is fed. Just start the objective and get done with the game.
I think TDT does not realize the fact that Darius does not have a TP and they are just waiting it out, I guess. But maybe one of the players should just check the item built on him and start the freaking dragon.
And guys, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to like the stream because we just have 36 likes while 64 of you are watching. So this game is definitely a popcorn-worthy game. So make sure you like the stream as well.
Well, Chief, every game is popcorn-worthy. It takes a lot of drama to get these games done.
I mean, not all the games. The games where you play, it's not drama-worthy. It's popcorn-worthy because you're just going to be going in fading. You're just going to be going 0-10. So it's not.
I'm pretty sure talking about yourself and putting my name right in front of that does not count, but okay.
I mean, these teams are just wasting their time. They just wasted the last 5 minutes doing nothing, just clearing out the waves, farming up. I mean, if the
I mean,
Irelia is not going to be making plays, because this is the time where I guess Irelia is going to be shining out if she's going to be having a proper stance with her Q.
well, right now I think it's gonna be the battle of AD skills because, Tristana has already completed all of her items. Meanwhile, Kaisa has not. They just gave them enough time to farm all these creeps, and now the Tristana is full build, and they are gonna look to contest this maybe.
Bro, these teams have reset the dragon for the fourth time in this game. They have to be looking for any engages. Shivan is trying to make some plays. She is going to be going finally into the jungle of NIK, trying to make some plays, but they are not going to do anything. Tristana, meanwhile, is going to be free farming of the. No, what is Tristana doing? She's just going to be going for the warding the Baron. Okay, she's going to
Well,
be
I
warding
think
the
that's
Baron.
a smart ward at this point because she can just join in the fight. And we do see the red team finally starting the Elder Dig. The blue team already knows that and are gonna be there for it. We see Shivana who was camping there. She does manage to ult in. We see a redemption being popped. We see a 5-man engage from the Rakan. And this is probably going to be a good ult for the Aurelia. She gets a triple kill and she is going to get the team wipe by this point. We see the GA being propped out. Shivana trying to run out, making some last moment plays. She is going to try delaying time, but we are going to see a team wipe at this point, and the blue team should just go for an end.
Oh my god, the TDT just end up throwing this game, but I definitely have to say such an amazing knockup and ultimate coming out with Rakan. He had a proper 5-man knockup.
Well, it was a 5-man ult and a knockup, which just gave Irelia free time, just to aim and shoot her ult, and it was pretty much a free cleanup. We see two people chasing Shivana for ages. Darius is still gonna be at it. Shivana is gonna try for a recall. Darius should cancel this out, but what is he doing? He's just farming this wave. But what's gonna happen? But no, it does not matter. Nick is gonna end this game. Oh my god, gee, what did I just watch? I just need a knife or something, I'll just pluck my eyes out.
Okay, I definitely have to say Rakan has to be the MVP in this game. If Rakan's not the MVP in this game, I definitely am just going to be. Okay, it's not going to be the Rakan one. What is the game thinking? I mean, okay, of course, Rakan didn't have much impact in the early game, but him having the proper 5-man knockup, proper 5-man charm, enabling the Irelia to just go in, getting all the triple. I think Irelia got a triple kill, right? Yeah, she got a triple kill in the favorite fight. I mean,
She
yeah.
did.
What an amazing gameplay showed by both these teams, but I definitely would say TDT kind of, I mean, they kind of hit the axe in their own leg, They should have just started the Elder Dragon when they had a chance to, but they just delayed it for 5 minutes, and with that, NIK is going to be taking game 2 home.
I don't know why. It was like, the game was just a battle of throws. It was first Nick who threw it, gave the advantage to TDT. Then TDT just does the most stupid thing they could by delaying a fight out when they had the gold advantage, gave the Tristana enough time to farm, and they just walk in out and give out a proper combo for the blue team. And that's all they could ask, and they will end the game. And this is going to be forced out to game 3, Chief.
Yep. And also, talking about game 3, I mean, do you think the drafts are going to be different? Because I don't feel the bans are going to be any different from what they are in the ban game 1, game 2. So, I mean, I'm definitely excited to see new champions because this time we saw the Shivana being picked up, we saw the Orianna being picked up. So, yes, I was hyped up for this match, especially the Orianna. So, not Orianna, the Irelia being picked up in the mid lane as well. So, I hope we are going to be seeing some new innovative drafts in the third game as well.
Well, I really did like the Irelia pick, and it did work out really well for Nick at this point. But I really wish, these guys don't go in for a Shivana pick again. We do have a lot of better junglers at this point, and you guys should actually consider using them.
Yep. And also looking at the goal chart, I mean, the way it's going exponentially up on the favor of TDT and then going exponentially down in the favor of NIK. Oh,
Well,
this
see,
game.
this is how game should be, bro. It's like, if it's just, one hill down sliding, it's not fun to watch. But games like these are always fun to watch and fun to cast.
Yeah, so with that, we're going to be coming to an end of game 2, and we are going to be starting with the game 3 pretty shortly. So make sure you stick into the stream and also like this stream because we are at 44 likes right now, and it would be great if you could hit 50 likes today.
Well, see, we did hit the 38, maybe, let's aim for 50 for now, and by the game ends, maybe 60, and that's all we could ask for.
Yep, and also looking at the live chat, everyone is saying that Rakan is extremely OP. Every single person is saying Rakan and that game, and I definitely would say yes, Rakan was the kind of the carrying that fight.
Well, Rakan with that proper engage, it was a 5-man ultimate and a 5-man knockup. And that's all you can ask from your support to do. And he pulls it out at the most crucial moment of the match. So kudos to him, Chief, because that's not something easy to do. And, executing something in a rank game and executing something in a tournament game is two really different things. And he just did something really amazing.
So I think the lobby made for the third game because I'm really excited to watch what's going to be happening in the third game.
Well, Chief, what they say about game threes, they are non-existent, and I do not exist in game threes. So Void is soon gonna join you and is gonna take over. So I will see you soon. It was fun casting with you, Chief, and I hope I'd see you soon.
Yep. So with that, we're going to be having Void as the new caster for the third game, and Kyoto is going to be taking his leave.
Well, bye guys. Kudos.
Yo, so Chief, hi, bro.
Yeah. Hi, Void. How are you?
Well, all good. So,
I
talking about
really
the last,
hope that you have seen the first two games. So the first game beat
well, talking about the last game, man, it was a stalemate at a point, and when TDT not starting that Drake, oof, man, they could have just melted that, and for the sake of game sense, guys, try to open that game chart. Means the itemization chart. See, Darius had no TP. You could have gotten that Drake 4v5, but no, we let them farm, and yeah, Darius did get his TP. Tristana got fed, and GG.
Also, Void, what idea do you log in from? Because I have to invite you.
Well, 1 second. I'm just logging in. I wasn't hoping this game to go game 3, so I was just chilling it out. I just came back from
So what do you feel live chat? What do you feel? Who's going to be taking this game home? Because especially seeing the first two games, the games of throws, the games of ups and downs, who do you feel is going to be winning in the game 3?
Well,
Make sure to comment down
second
below, and
game
also
somewhat in early game went into the favor of our guys. Means if I had to say, it was NIK. But yes, at some point TDT did manage to come back. They were actually being, means having objective controls, getting Herald, getting Drakes, but yeah, in the end they just dragged that team fight, and they did manage to get Tristana on a full bin. So I feel like, well, both the teams in both the games have shown pretty decent macro and micro comp, but however I feel like TDT has a better decision making. They are just means messing it up somehow, but yeah, it can go both ways.
yeah, I mean, definitely feel it's going to be going both ways. And also, what do you feel the draft is going to be? Do you think there is going to be any new champions being picked up, like how we had Oriana being picked up, Shyvana being picked up, Irelia being picked up?
Well, I don't know, like means we saw Irelia being doing wonders for NIK over there. Well, I don't know who's the mid laners. I didn't see the game, like I wasn't paying that much attention, but yeah, he was doing wonders for them. And yeah, Tristana just completely being fed, and at level 15 she gets that insane amount of range. And I saw Tristana building Navuri, if I'm not wrong. So Navuri and Tristana is a great item. So yeah, that helping her with that reduction in it gives us CDR 15%. CDR means every crit damage you do, you get 15% of CDR on that, on any non-ultimate ability. Yeah, that actually helped her a lot. Not the specifications that correctly. So yeah.
Yep. Are you okay? Yeah, online right now. I'm just going to be inviting you to the lobby. And the bans have not started yet.
Well, lucky me. 1 second. Before inviting me, I have to just adjust a setting. Let me do that.
And guys, that is some sort of network issue. So stream must be back. So just make sure to refresh the stream, because that was kind of a lag in it right now. So just refresh the stream and be back to all right.
Well, talking about bans here, like what are these teams banning? Like I saw Ziggs and Lucian being banned up, so I guess teams are going with meta bans here.
Someone.
Yeah,
I mean the bans in the bans in the first game. So I mean pretty usual. I would say nothing out of the usual. Lucian being banned. The Galio being banned, the Ziggs being banned. I mean, all the usual bans, nothing out of the usual. So I don't feel the draft in game 3, the bans in game 3 are going to be any different.
Well, those of you who don't know, I guess Adult Swim is Meta God. So yeah, he was the one playing support over there. So yeah, he's the guy who was casting with me yesterday. But yeah, Meta God playing well with on his Rakan, also tried his level best on Jenna over there. But yeah, in the end, NIK just won the game. Talking about the bans, as you said, we have been seeing Galio and Ziggs, the standard bans coming up. Did we see any respect or somewhat of ban towards a particular player out there, targeted bans coming up?
Yep, we are going to be seeing the Akali ban coming out by TDT. Come on, man. It's not Kisley playing the Akali, so why ban out the Akali?
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
Kisle
Kisley
does wonders. Kisle
best
does wonders
best
with
Akali,
any
I
mid
know.
champion yesterday. Let me tell you, I became a fan of Saf and Kisle's combo combo. Like whenever Nami manages to get a bubble, Kisle was there with his charm up there. So yeah, well, that follow up on that Nami's bubble, Kisle and Saf showed Nami and Ari can be cancerous if played well together.
Yep, and with that, the live chat, the poll is going to be live. So make sure to make sure to go in the live chat and support your favorite team. And who do you think is going to be winning the game 3?
Well, with this, we'll be jumping into the like we are seeing the bans coming in. We see Akali ban, not a surprise. I think one of the player has an insane amount of Akali games on him, so that's why we see an Akali ban being up there. Ziggs ban again, a poke heavy champion. Great ban coming in. Yeah, just ban that champion because yeah. मतलब वो बॉम्ब इधर उधर फेंकता है साइड मींस यू गेट दोस damages everywhere. You have Gragas ban. A tank Gragas can do much better. We saw means Gragas in the side of NIK in last game he went electrocute. He was going AP up there. Yeah, late in early game he wasn't able to survive that much, but late game, yeah, his poke damage came all, and yeah, the last fight did wonders for him. Galio ban again, a decent ban coming in. Yeah, means I feel like yeah, you should ban a Galio up there, but Lucian ban, nice ban coming from the side of both the teams here. What's your opinion upon the bans, Chief?
I mean, they are exactly the same from game 1 and game 2. Nothing unusual coming out. I mean, I do feel the draft should be. I want the draft to be a little bit different but the bans have been the exact same. The first game, same bans. The second game, same bans. Game 3, very similar bans, and not all going to be coming down to the last ban. I mean, talking about the last one, I can just tell it right now. It's going to be the Akali, Ziggs, Ragus, Kaleo, Yushin, and what are the last time? It's going to be the Wukong ban. Yeah, it's going to be the Wukong ban coming out.
Well, talking about Wukong, we have seen some tier lists coming up. So, what do you think about Wukong in jungle these days?
Oh, I just forgot to tell about Graves last match. Graves is one of the most broken champions you can ever have in the jungle right now. Just spam Graves or just spam Fist in the jungle, and you can win every single game.
Well, Graves did. So, those of you who do not know in the audience, like Graves was pretty strong in early game. So, he did receive a slight of a nerf in early game. But let me tell you, he got a buff into the late game. So, right now, Graves is pretty balanced champion when it comes to like he was dominating early, but yeah, they did take his damage from early game, and well, he got buffed into mid to late game. So, he scales a lot better now. So, he's pretty strong and pretty much good at every point of the game from the early game to the late game. So, yeah, a pretty busted champion that way.
I mean, yeah, pretty busted champion, especially with all the new items. He is going to be same number of crit. I think you play Graves with Face Rush or maybe Conquerors. I'm not sure.
Well, you can play a Graves with Phase Rush. It's it can be broken. Well, on paper it looks good because we have seen Graves with Phase Rush, and let me tell you, like the fact that if you see, they've nerfed his base damage in early game. He had an 85 base damage in early game, but now he has 80. They took 5 damage out of that 85, and instead of that, they gave him 230 damage into the late game. So earlier, before the nerf, he had 205 if I'm not wrong, but now he has 230. So yeah, that's a big increase, taking 5 damage into the early game and giving him approximately 25 damage into the late game. That's a lot. So yeah, Graves right now is busted, as you said.
And with that, we're going to be having the final ban coming on. It's going to be the Wukong ban. I already called it.
So yeah, we have a Wukong ban. So I guess Chief, you watching 3 games from the start has already made you familiar with the bans and all the things coming up. Well, I guess both the teams will be ready and will be looking to jump into the game. But talking about play styles, like any favorite player or any players that I should keep my eye on?
I mean, you definitely have to keep your eye on Adelsman because he has been showing insane number of support outplays by him. So definitely keep your eye on Adelsman. And also on the side of NIK, I'm not really sure because all of the names seem very similar to me.
Well, we know
So
Kakashi, Sky, and all. They have been playing from season zero, if I'm not wrong. Like I used to remember when my level team used to the season zero level up team used to scrim against them. So yeah, I'm familiar with these people. We see that banning phase. Okay, okay, we have to get used to this banning phase. I feel like players will be picking their champs
yeah,
better. Ah, that's annoying.
yep. I mean, I really love the ban UI as well. Just how cool it looks, banning out champions, making it more competitive, making the esports scenario better.
But
And with that, we're gonna be seeing the
why
first
did
pick coming out. It's gonna be a Diana pick.
Well, Diana being always good into the mid lane, yeah, she's a type like early when there was a mid lane meta going on, Katrina, Diana, Gallo, those champions. What happened? Diana was a pretty broken champ, and she has four fingers, but right now she has been nerfed, and means not nerfed, has had been balanced, and she had been made a champion that scales up better into the late game. Yeah, she has a good skate into the early game, but yeah, much more into the late game. We see means what TDT is ADC. Yet what if I'm spelling it wrong? Please correct me, Chief. He is going misfortune over there, and Adult Swim going Malphite support.
I mean, what are these picks? Fortune pick, Malphite pick. Okay, I'm not gonna complain. I'm definitely up for this game
I
because
think
seeing
TDT
something
support
new is.
just saw Rush's misfortune video and wants to try it here.
I wouldn't even complain if Miss Fortune's gonna be having the new ruined Fortune skin because that skin is so good. Having the green shade of ultimate, having the green shade of moment speed, it's so good, man. That skin. And also, okay, we are going to be seeing the Rabus pick coming out by Curse as well on the side of TDT. I mean, Rabus, I don't know, man. We already talked about the jungles, Graves being in the meta, Jarvan being in the meta, but why the Ramus? Why the entire change?
Let me tell you, you see a lot of AD champions if you look at the side of NIK. So a Ramus being picked there, like he's a direct counter to all the AD champions out there, except Katrina. Everyone on the side of NIK is a means heavy attack damage dependent champions out there. So a Ramus can do wonders. And yeah, Ramus is there for with those CC to stop that Katrina. I feel like Katrina here can prove to be a major setback for NIK because they have a lot of shutdown. They have a lockdown with a Camille Aztec Ultimator. They have a Rock who's just going to go and slam in. So yeah, Katrina will be pretty useless. They have a Dino. So I feel like boosting noobs might have a tough time here.
I mean, also looking, I don't know. Yeah, he is going to be having a tough time in the bottom lane in the mid lane because literally every single person on the side of TDT can cancel out the Katrina ultimate. She can cancel out the Blossom Brutus, but it's all going to depending on how good they are going to be able to play. Because if Rakan's going to be going in fast, followed up by the Jarvan, this time being had to follow up. Katrina just has to come in for the cleanup.
Well, we see a Rakan with an aftershock broken. Well, we have seen Rakan being dogged with all those major ruins, keystone ruins. We have seen phase rush Rakan. We are also seeing a font of life Rakan, which wasn't seen that much previously, but after the recent buffs and all, we see font of life being used a lot. And phase aftershock Rakan can do good, but yeah, then you have to go somewhat of an itemization that brings those AOE like Zeeks and all. And I wouldn't recommend phase rush Rakan right now. Well, that's my opinion, though.
I mean, Faceless Rakan, I don't know, not Faceless, sorry. It's not the Faceless, it's the
It's an
Aftershock Rakan,
aftershock,
right?
but I would recommend a font of life or a phase rush here. But yeah, let's just see how things work out. Because just see, like, let me tell you, and talking about Katrina pick over here. As I told you, Diana is there to shut down that Katrina. Camille, if she jumps on that Katrina, she has no mobility over there, and everyone will be just looking to just kill that Katrina over there. And Malphite with that even Ramus with all those CCs and all in. So yeah, Katrina will have a hard time against this comp.
Also, what are your thoughts on Malphite being picked up as a support lane, support position?
Well, Malphite before level 5 won't do much in anything in a way that he won't be able to help that. He'll be there to just peel off. Meanwhile, we see Malphite will be giving a huge leash on that red buff. Will he be taking that?
I think this seems like a remake because the Katrina's kind of
Oh,
AFK,
man.
Diana's is AFK as well. I mean, this is actually good because we can instantly surrender. I think you can surrender, right? Before 3-5 minutes?
Are we getting that?
Yeah, I think definitely seems like a remake. Really, I mean, I really feel bad. I didn't really want this game to be first and my
Well,
dinner,
yeah,
but
we'll
it
be
is what
playing
it
a
is.
remake, guys. So yeah, welcome to Games of Remake.
Yeah,
Well,
League of
talking
Remake. I mean, this is exactly what this game is about. League of Remakes.
League of Remakes, Wildrift India Circuit presents you League of Remakes.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
when can you surrender? I'm not really sure. Can you surrender at 2 minutes or like
no,
when can you
you
surrender?
can only surrender before 4 or 5 means after 4 minutes, something like that, 4 or 5 minutes, if I'm not wrong. Well, we see
That's kind of
the
sad.
or did they pick misfortune mistakenly and something like that, and that's why they are looking to pick out. Yeah, misfortune is a questionable pick here.
I mean, I don't think you're allowed to have remake just because you have lost. I mean, that's totally upon you. But if it's some network issues, which I do feel it is going to be a network issue because the Tristana hasn't even left the fountain yet. So I think it's going to be a network issue on the side of NIK. You know, the
Well,
Tristana
Nike
being
has
AFK.
been going Tristana from for last 3 games, no? Like yeah, Nick going to no, sorry, TDT
Oh, the
went.
first pick it was picked by TDT, second time it was picked by NIK, and this time it was again picked by NIK.
So Tristana becoming the hyper carries for the teams that have been picking them. Like last to last game, the first game she became the carry for TDT. Next game she became the carry for NIK. Now let's just see if that works for works same for the NIK in this game. But I really got to say, Katrina has a tough time against this comp. But if she manages to get a single jump on that misfortune, she'll be deleted up there.
Yeah, Katrina is going to be having single dump on Misfortune. Misfortune champion which can, maneuver around with, because she doesn't even have that inbuilt AD as well. I mean, sorry, armor as well. So she's just going to be an easy target for the Katrina to aim for.
Well, if you look at the red team sides comp, they have a lot of better chance diving in back. They have a Jarvin who will be looking to dive in, which good for stopping misfortune. And also, if he gets his knock up and all that, they have a Katrina who can jump in into when there's a chaos and all. Rakan will be just looking to charm everyone and will be looking to enter to the back line and even Renekton. So yeah, all of the NIK comps, if you look at them, they are pretty much revolving around fully committing into the team fight. But yeah, we have Rakan as a disengage over there. So I feel I preferably like NIK's comp in this game. But yeah, if they let TDT scale into the game, Camille scales a lot better. And yeah, she can be a good frontline and yeah, hashtag ultimatum. Getting one guy caught, she's good for pickoffs and all. Ramos again skills into the late game becomes more tanky, and against such kind of a comp which have so AD oriented champions among them, they might just won't be they'll be busy killing Ramos and Malphite. Meanwhile, Diana, Misfortune and Camille will look to clean up everything.
I mean, ultimately, it's all going to be coming down to execution, because if Ramas is going to be going for the ultimate fight for Diana just going in for the getting with the kills. Meanwhile, Fortune ulti being synced up in all of that. I mean, the team fight definitely looks in the favor of TDT for this game.
But yeah, into the late game, early game, if they manage, is somehow manages to get like NIK manages to get those early leads in, then yeah, the comp is pretty much done in. But yeah, as I say, late game, I feel like TDT wins here.
Yeah, TDT is
Because
definitely going to be.
Renekton and Jarvin are majorly revolves around early game, and Tristana is more of a snowball champion. So you need to kills and get fed early. So that's how Tristana and Akali those kind of champion revolves around. Means around that play style. Well, and into the late game, Jarvin will just become a tank. Means Jarvin will just become a tanky meat. Renekton also, yeah, he can be used as a engage over there and everything and all that. But yeah, he won't have that much of a damage. Meanwhile, Diana will be getting his damage. Camille will be also getting his damage. Even Ramos becoming tanky. And Misfortune will be looking to scale down from the side of TDT over here. So I feel like that might hit them as a bummer over the. That's why I'm not sure which team has the advantage in an overall aspect here.
I mean, it all comes down to execution, because how the teams are going to be playing around. And with that,
Well,
finally, we're going to be hitting the 5 minute mark, and the teams are
and
going to
we
be
have come to
surrendering.
the end of our game third. We'll be jumping into game fourth here.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't want to be seeing any more gaming, because it's already kind of late. And guys, if you didn't know, we are not going to be having any Conquerors stream today. So this is going to be the last stream for today's day. So make sure you like this stream and also share the stream, because this is going to be the tiebreaker between NIK and TDT.
So I guess with that we'll be jumping soon. We'll be going with a Chief. Are you in the lobby by the way?
Yeah, I'm in the lobby.
Hmm. let's just jump into the quick draft. Blind draft. We'll be going in that, I guess. Well, talking about the picks and all, do you think we'll be seeing any early invites and all such as that? And what's your opinion? Like, what is your favorite comp out there? Because both of the teams have picked somewhat of a strange comps. What I feel like, not the more ideal and something like that. And last game also, we did see some sort of strange picks coming out from the side of TDT over there.
After discounting games. Yeah, I'm sorry. What did you say now?
Well, I was like, what is your favorite champ out? Like, what is your favorite comp out there from the? Is it NIK side or is it TDT? Like last game, we saw a Shivana pick that actually did not work with that very well for TDT in the end. So yeah, do you think like TDT going with these Malphite and all will really be that working for them?
Yeah, I mean, as long as the follow up is going to be there, coming in from the Camille, coming in from I think Malphite pick is going to be worked out.
Well, that we'll try to see like how it works and all, but let's. So yeah, the players are in. I don't know why the two players from NIK aren't. I guess they had technical issues, so guys, they will be looking to restart the game.
I mean, NIK did have some net issues, and that's exactly why we are seeing the restart. So I hope the net issues are solved for this game, and I hope the game 4 goes smoothly. Game 3 actually, not game 4. Oh,
Well, I don't see like we only the last player from NIK is Sky got banned. Okay, we see that our player has banned for 18 minutes. Coming on Smurf. Can
I
he really?
mean, is this one allowed? Come in for most because one of the players has been banned for
Just
18 months. So
message on the management group or something like that. You are on that, no? Try
yeah,
to
so
get.
I mean, we'll have to go with the rule books. We'll have to go with the rule books and figure out is this allowed to come from the Smurf just cause the account got banned.
Well, if his account went banned, I guess he won't be allowed to play in a proper tournament. But yeah, let's just see how things work out here.
Yep, so we're going to be having a quick voice check just to verify it's going to be the same player playing for the side of TDT. Sorry, for the side of NIK, right? Yeah, it's going to be NIK having the
Sky
account
being
ban.
the one, yeah, so he needs to get on a voice check.
Yep, so he's going to be getting the real voice check. So we'll be just getting over the voice check really quick, and with that, we're going to be starting the game as soon as possible. Okay, wait, is it the same player? Is it Lance replacing the? Wait, wait, who was the marksman player? I think it was the other guy, right? Ifin. Okay, I'm just getting I'm getting a hell a lot of confusion over here because whenever these happen, I get a lot of confusion because I mean it's just confusing
Don't worry.
outright.
Well, we should get a means a standard Discord check. Just ping someone on the group. The this game's admin. He'll come in and do that.
I mean, I'm not really sure how you are going to be getting Tony account getting banned
Chill, bro. He has some.
mid match because you didn't do anything mid custom match because you didn't do anything wrong in the rank game or you didn't type anything bad in the thing.
Bro, we cannot. No.
Okay, they are good. Okay, so these teams are kind of ready for starting the game. I mean, we're just going to be having a really quick voice check on if to verify if this is a real player or not. So, voice check. Hold on, let me just have a talk with admins. Just give me.
Guys, we'll be back in next 10 minutes. Next 5 minutes. Yeah, he'll be coming back. So yeah, sorry for this delay though.
Yeah, so guys, we have verified the player is the same player, and he had some issues with the game because he just got banned for the next 18 minutes or something like that. So he is going to be playing with the Smurf for this game. So with that, we are going to be starting with the game pretty soon.
Yeah, so yeah, with that, yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. Yeah, we'll be jumping into the blind draft soon. Well, chief, sad noises, I guess, the delays and all.
Yep. Delay is kind of sad because nobody wants to be seeing delays because every single time we have a delay, the viewership just goes down, and it's very hard to get that back. But yeah, it is what it is. We need to check if the players are going to be playing with their real IDs and not calling some any XYZ person to play for them.
Yeah, means as you said it.
Okay, boom, boom, bam, I'm correct. Oh, okay. When are we allowed to send emotes in the Wildrift chat? I didn't know that you could send emotes in the chat.
Which chat? Like, yeah, you can.
Okay, I didn't really know if you could send emotes in a chat. So, I mean, this is what at least I'm such a noob person, such a noob Wildrift player as well. Okay, we have Kyoti in the chat. I need coffee for game 3. Yeah, Kyoti, make sure to get your coffee. Make sure to get your caffeine, and so that you don't. Okay, no, I don't want to complete it. So with that, we are going to be getting into the blind phase, and the picks are going to be the same. We are going to be seeing the picks coming out. It's going to be the Rambles, it's going to be the Malphite, it's going to be the Chameleon, all the specs.
Well, chief, I'm pretty much excited for this game. Not gonna lie, because these insanely like Malphite and Misfortune coming up into the action. Like, yeah, it reminds me of season 0 of somewhat.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be reminding of season 0 because season 0 Misfortune was the most busted ADC.
At that time, there was a much more busted ADC than Misfortune. He was known as Jen. Jen being so.
Yeah, Jen.
People used to go in GA on him because he had so much of damage, I mean, into the early game, and yeah, people used to just abuse that. But after Nerf Engine, we saw meta shift towards Misfortune there.
Yeah, I mean, Misfortune and Jin are kind of in the backlog in the current meta because current meta it's just gonna be revolving around the Corki picks, around the Tristana picks, all of these
Well,
new picks.
I wouldn't blame that, no, because the crit items that coming in are actually complementing those champions. Misfortune Q actually dealing that crit and all, and means her ult does also does a lot of crit out there. But in the end, it does matter how much of those new item complements that champion is the question we should ask ourselves. Like, is it really viable in this game?
I mean, it's just up to them to figure out how to make the Misfortune work because looking at the side of NIK, they have champions like Renekton, they have champions like Jarvan. These champions are very beefy, and you can't just burst them down, even though you have a Fortune. So it's going to be kind of a hard game for Fortune.
Well, yeah, you are gonna have a hard game, but let me tell you, in spite of that, that Misfortune ult can be used as a poke out there. Like, they're trying to just chunk out those health out there. Meanwhile, other members of TDT will be looking to clean up that.
And guys, Hemant, if you didn't know what the bans were Galio, the bans were Akali, Galio, Wukong, Gragas, Ziggs, and
Well,
what
we
was
had
the
a
last one?
Lucian ban.
Yeah, Lucian ban. So these were 6 champions which are banned in this game as well. The same
That
as
at,
one
look
game.
at the top lane, both the players actually managing to chunking out both each of others that much of an HP. They are brought down to around 40% of their HP. Since yeah, having an even laning phase over there, meanwhile Dana just having a dominating phase against that Katrina. Talking about the bot lane here, we see that Misfortune and Malphite trying to deny that Rakan and Tristana some farm there by freezing the lane up there. Nice plays coming from the side of TDT here.
I mean, this is exactly what we should be doing. Getting the Fortune ahead and delaying the power spike which Tristana is going to be getting after the two of items that after Static Shev and Trinity, I think. Oh no, we haven't even seen the fast one coming out. The Camille is going to be able to secure the kill on Renekton. Renekton not just BP enough, gets slashed by Camille in the top lane, and fast one doing Camille. Meanwhile, Jarvan is going to be there to follow up, but is he going to be there in time? He is going to be going in, trying to get the kill on Camille, but Camille is just going to be using hook shot, trying to run away from
Did
the
you look
Jarvan.
at that emote flex up there? She was like, thumbs up, nice try, dude.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I love about these games. This friendly fire, these friendly BMs. I mean, this is all going to be making the game fun and more interactive.
Well, talking as you said, yeah, we saw a lot of farms being denied. Approximately 2 waves being denied to Tristana over there. Though, yeah, she is pretty low on farm up there. She is 1.6 gold. Yeah, she is 200 gold behind our Misfortune. Talking about the scuttle trade, we saw Jarvan getting the top scuttle, but meanwhile, blue team just Ramos did manage to get that bot scuttle over there with the help of Malphite. Camille getting first blood, so yeah, right now they have means TDT looks to have a gold advantage of around 1.5k if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that's how some works. Well, I'm bad with maths, so anyways. So yeah, Chief, what's your opinion about TDT right now into the game?
I mean, TDT is really far behind because just look at the farm difference between Tristana and Fortune. The goal gap which was 200 in the start is just going to be increasing over and over because Fortune has denied over say 600 700 gold to the Tristana, and this is going to be showing up when the fight is going to be happening, the first dragon fight, which is going to be the fight for the ocean break.
We see an insane build coming out of that Ramos. He has already completed his Bamboo Cinders, and he didn't go for a complete Sunfire Aegis. He then directly went for a Brambles World, so he'll be having anti-heal and somewhat of tankiness there. A nice build coming from Ramos, in my opinion. Like, going that he'll be getting Bamboo Cinder, will be giving him 250 max health, plus it also deals 5 to 20 magic damage per second, so not a bad item up there. And yeah, anti-heal will be just working up with his defensive ball curl, so yeah, it will be actually dishing a lot of damage out there.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, we did see the Renekton using his ultimate, and all of these teams are going to be looking to play around the Rift because they know the first dragon is going to be a wind dragon, and it's not beneficial for either of these teams. So all of the teams are going for the Rift Herald, not going for the Dragon. This is something which we don't usually see in the Indian meta because it's either people going in for those things, and we are going to be seeing the 5 breakout at Rift Herald. Jarvan is going to be going in with the ultimate. Katrina is going to be coming in with a Death Lotus as well. There is not going to be enough damage, so Rakan is going to be there for the follow-up. Diana is going to be there as well. Getting a ultimate on 4 of them. Tristana is going to be there to, save the day for NIK. Yes, she is going to be able to get the kill, but if she was there in time, they would have definitely got the kills on Rammus and Camille as well. I mean, she was kind of late for the fight.
Well, why didn't NIK bot lane rotate for that? And we saw an early bot rotation coming from. TGT's bot lane didn't rotate for that up, and we saw an early rotation coming in the side from the NIK. And yeah, they did manage to get a rift. But what do we see? Will Miss Fortune able to get that tower? But no, she usually managed to get that tower platings. But in the end, that eventually helps her in gold. Like she's still ahead by around 700, 800 gold to the Tristana. So Miss Fortune is.
And the ultimate's not going to be up from the Jarvan, and that's going to be a very deciding factor because Malphite does have the ulti. Randonex and is going to be going in deep, trying to do something over there. Fortune's going to be having a proper 4-man ulti, doing so much damage, but the Blossom Lotus coming out with Katrina just going to be melting every single one on the side of KDT. Yes, she is going to be going in for the rampage. Gets a triple kill, almost gets a quadra kill as well. No, it's going to be stolen by the Renekton.
Well, with that, you can clearly say Katrina is fed at means she got around triple kill up there, 4,789 gold on her. She's the most fed champion on the Rift right now, and NIK having both the objectives over there onto their side. I guess that lockdown and well, let me be honest, you really need to just Camille if you really want TDT really wants to avoid that chaos factor from Katrina just jumping into the fight. She should look to jump on that with her hashtag ultimatum, or Diana should engage on that Katrina. Otherwise,
I mean, we are going to be seeing Rakan again. The fight is going to be happening this time. Jarvan is going to be having his ultimate, going in deep, getting the just stopping the escape path, and with that, Katrina's again going to be going in deep, getting the triple kill. And at this point, when Katrina's so far ahead in the game, just look at the KD. She has seven kills with already 2 of her items up, the Leandries and the Infinity Orb. She's going to be doing so much damage, and there is not going to be any counterplay because when you are going to be picking champions like Rammus, when you're going to be picking champions like Miss Fortune, you can't expect anything else to happen in these team fights. Right?
I would again say Rammus was a good pick there, but yeah, Katrina being that AP champion, she will look. Rammus is very weak against AP champion, but yeah, he's very good against those 4 champions. I feel like Malphite and Miss Fortune isn't working for TGT over there, and Camille wasn't having her ultimate up there. I wouldn't blame her that, but yeah. Well, if you have a Camille, you should look to jump on that Katrina. What I like to say, if they really want to shut down that Katrina, please jump on her. Otherwise, she'll be dead. She'll be good as she'll be just completely wiping out your team.
I mean, also looking at the top lane matchup, we are going to be seeing some commission happening in the top lane. Camille is going to be, trying to get the kill on Renekton, but the flash is going to be coming out by Renekton, saving his day. Jarvan's not going to be there for the follow-up. Meanwhile, Fortune ends up getting the Tyrant in the bottom lane.
Well, that's what you see. If you see at the side of TDT, they have better scaling, but at what cost? They have very low damage when it comes to into the game. And right now, Katrina being so fed a lot, Miss Fortune is the one who's at the most danger here. If she gets a reset and Katrina being up by 2.5 items up there, she'll just instantly delete her. And if she dies, also no problem. NIK will have their ADCs and their frontliners. They are early game, so they can actually deal damage and even soak up a damage up there. So NIK will be still looking up strong.
I mean, as long as Diana is going to be scaling up, she is going to be doing a lot of damage. She is going to be hurting really hard because you won't be having enough sustain to out-sustain the Diana's ultimate. You won't have enough damage to out-sustain the Moonfall.
Meanwhile, you missed at top lane. We saw a fight here. Hashtag ultimate coming on the side from Camille. Tried to go for it. We saw Rammus trying to go in, but yeah. Meanwhile, Janvi just came from there, just saving our Renekton over there. And we saw Katrina trying to roam from the mid, but yeah, eventually she looked for a clean. But all the TGT's players to retreat back. We are seeing Rift Herald being popped in the mid CT, and IK trying to force that TGT's mid tower, but yeah, Rift Herald might be just.
I mean, the Rift was absolutely useless. See, if you're going to be using the Rift Herald, contesting with the Rift Herald, even winning the fight, and using it this late into the game, when you're going to be using the Rift Herald 8 minutes into the game, it's almost 9 minutes into the game. I mean, obviously, people are going to be having enough scaling and not even using the Rift Herald correctly, not efficient use of Rift Herald, using it when there was a minion waves around. I would say waste. I mean, a pretty waste use of Rift
Well,
over
a
there, I would
pretty
say.
questionable use of reserve coming in from the side of Anaga. But what do they have in this? Like they haven't lost anything. They have a tower onto their side. They have means TDT has a tower on their side, but NIK has a Drake on their side, and they have 9 kills, and they are up by what around 1.4k gold. And Katrina is fit. She is 7k gold. So yeah, she has a lot of bounty over there on her head.
So the Rams is going to be going in quite deep, trying to knock up the Renekton, but Renekton just going to be dashing away, not getting picked off by the Ramos. I mean, this is what I would feel like Ramos needs to make some more plays coming out by him, because Ramos has to be the enabler for this game. No, him doing some plays, him going in deep, getting the ultimate on 3 or 4 man, and the follow up should be that from Alpha. And that's the only way NIK, sorry, PDT can win up this fight, this
Well,
game.
and if TDT really manages, if TDT really wants to come back in this game, they should look to change their CC. Otherwise, what TDT has been doing so far, they are going one by one and giving the kills to NIK. And NIK wants that. They have a Katrina. She cannot actually go for a 1v5 over there into such a tanky comp. But yeah, if you give her one, if you are going 1v1 to her, yeah, she can actually manage to outplay you, and she is doing that.
These teams think very passive because they don't want to be fighting for anything except for objectives. Because look at the fights, what's happening in the map. Renekton and Camille some free farming in the top lane. Katrina and Diana the free farming in the mid lane. Meanwhile, the bottom lane is already pushed up by Fortune. So these teams are not looking for fight for anything but objectives. And the next objective is going to be up for in another 5 seconds. So we are going to be seeing a proper fight happening at the Infernal Drake.
And both the teams will be looking to go for Infernal Drake because yeah, well, we as an Indian team have a notion that Infernal Drake is strong. But yeah, for what I feel like for TDT, this Drake is more important because they need a damage onto their side, and if they get that, they might get some some early game damage onto their side. But if NIK manages to get that, yeah, they'll also get this damage, and they'll be looking to scale with that damage. So this Drake going on to the side of NIK will make things worse for TDT over there.
Yep, I mean, if no one's going to be there to stop the Deathloop is coming up by Katrina, I think this game is going to be snowfalling even further because the Moonfall by Dana is not going to be able to out damage the Deathloop by Katrina. And this is what I feel like Malphite should be going for the engage, because only if you're going to be engaging, only if you're going to be playing actively into this game, you can win this game.
Well, look at the mid build right now. We see Diana being up by 2 items. We see Katrina also being up by 2 items. So yeah, both the players are up by 2 items in the mid, but Katrina being up by mid tier boots up there. We see the fight happening at the bot there, Chief.
Yes, there is going to be a fight happening. The Jarvan is going to be a caught of that. This is what he shouldn't have done. The follow-up for Renekton wasn't that. The Fortune is going to be having the ultimate. Diana is going to be having a Moonfall on 3 of them. This is where they actually drove the game. They literally had the games in their hands. But this Jarvan just had to go in for the throw. Gets caught up by the coming section ultimate. The follow-up with Malphite. Landing 2-man ultimate on the...
Did you
Tristana and
saw everything that like follow up by Malphite and Ramos, but the very fact that Misfortune had such a good ult out there changed everything in the team fight scenario. Like I said, they have to change their wombo combo, otherwise they cannot win this fight. And yeah, TDT now playing around that. They are trying to revolve around that. Their game is trying to revolve around that. And yeah, that did change the fight for them. And we are seeing new builds coming on the side of Misfortune. She is going River Essence into Infinity Edge build, so yeah, she'll be doing a lot of crit damage here. Talking about the goal lead, which seemed into the favor of NIK, now has shifted a lot into the favor of TDT. And as I said, they will be requiring this Infernal Drake, and they managed to get that. They have 3 towers, they have equal the skill score 9-9, and they are up by around 7k gold onto their side.
I mean, now looking at the scaling, because the goal which you said was dead even before this fight, but after the win, the team fight win by TDT, the goal leader is going to be tipping a little bit on the favor of TDT, having almost a 5k goal lead and also securing the Infernal Dragon in the process. This is going to be adding so much damage addition to the Misfortune's ultimate that I don't think you can do anything against it, because if a Jarvan is going to be going in and just going to be getting melted by the Camille, get melted by the Misfortune, I don't think Jarvan's going to be able to do anything in this fight. I mean, next fight.
As you said, Jarvan, if you get him melted and all, you are being the frontliner over there. And as a jungler, if you are giving out the first kill up there, you will be eventually losing that objective control over there to the another team. Talking about the mid laners here, as I said, we thought that Katrina was pretty much better, but now look at that Diana. She is up by 3-3-4, and she has managed to somehow when the goal difference she had to that Katrina, she was behind by 1.5k goal. Now she is up by 1.2k goal to that Katrina. She has completed her 2 items and will be looking to complete Rabidance. And after third item, her ult is gonna hurt a lot.
Yep, and now that's almost 15 minutes into the game. This is the perfect time for either of the teams to secure the Baron buff. And the next fight is going to be directed for getting the Baron minions because Tristana is lurking near the Baron, Diana is looking near the Baron, Jarvan is looking near the Baron. Meanwhile, Camille split pushing in the bottom lane. So next
Well,
fight
does
is going to be coming
Camille
up pretty soon.
has a TP? Does Camille has a TP? Yeah, Camille has a TP, and that too is it means it's not on a cooldown, so she can join in whenever she wants. Talking about the Renekton, meanwhile, Renekton also has a TP, so yeah, both the players having their TP on. Yeah, they can look to split push. Meanwhile, we see Jarvan being at the bot lane. If Camille gives her the vision of that to her team, they can actually start the Baron up there. But no, we see a two man onto the side of top lane over there from the side of NIK. So yeah, well, TDD giving their respects and not starting the Baron up there. Good choice from their side.
Yep, really great choices by all of the teams because they know that unless and until you don't have your 5 man, unless and until you can't execute the proper wombo combo, there's no way. I mean, you can win the fight in a 1 versus 2, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3 scenario. You need a proper 5 versus 5 fight to win any of these team fights.
But let me tell you, the fact that Tristana is slowly getting her items up is still dangerous for TDT. What I feel like, Tristana, and we'll see Rakan being tanky and all. And let me tell you, you say that TDT has a wombo combo even onto the side of NIK. I feel like Jarvan just jumps in, then comes with a Rakan follow up, and then Renekton goes in. They can eventually change a team fight scenario for them. Like onto a Malphite, you should be the one to engage rather than giving a chance him to engage on. So if the NIK goes for that kind of play strategy, they can actually shift the team fight scenario into their favor right now.
Yep, and I mean, both of the teams are going to be looking to just fight for the Elder Mountain Dragon, which is going to be up. Diana being the top is not going to be helping them. So, I mean, this is the fight which is going to be deciding who's going to be winning this game because the goal is kind of in the favor of TDT, but if they're going to be getting caught out because champions like Jarvan are excellent at catching out enemies.
Well, you said we'll be seeing first fight at the ban, but we see a fight trying to be engaged in near the Elder Mountain Drake over here.
Yep, and the Jarvan is going to be using his ultimate pretty well. Zakat did try his best to go in, but the Fortune is going to be outscaling everyone. Katrina is meanwhile going in hand, getting all these kills, but she is going to be able to fall through Diana. Diana having extremely great ultimate, going in for the Moonfall, getting all these kills. But if nobody's going to be aiming for the Tristana, if you're going to be going for the kills on Diana, if you're going to be going for the kills on the Fortune, nobody's going to be there for the Tristana.
No one actually looked to get that Tristana up there. Did you see? Meanwhile, we are going to see a steal. Is this Ramos looking for a steal up here?
Well, Ramos is trying to lock near the Elder Baron, Elder Dragon, and he's trying to get a kill on the thing. But Transaction is going to be zoning in away, almost getting the kill on him as well. But he's just going to be getting into tower, securing it, not dying in the process. With that, we are going to be seeing NIK getting the Elder Mountain Dragon, and this is going to be tipping the fight in their favor.
Well,
even though that is a goal lead.
Did Camille use her ult that game? I just lost her into the mid fight. Did you notice that?
I didn't really see where the Camille used up his ultimate, but all I saw was that the Tristana, literally nobody went from Tristana because you have champions like Camille,
Well,
you have champions like
a
Diana.
champion like Camille and all. You should just jump onto that Tristana or the. Well, I feel like Camille not being used properly over here is the reason that means whatever happening to our TGT over there. But yeah, having a champion like Camille, either get one of the carries, man. Otherwise, yeah, it will be hard. Like no one. Did you see Tristana at the end of the fight had full of her HP? Yeah, she has that life.
You just see the Diana do over here. She just ended up using her ultimate for nothing. Well, this is going to be changing the whole dynamics of this game because Diana not having her ultimate. Did she just first tap on her ultimate and waste it?
Did she do that? I guess that was some sort of misclick on her side. But yeah, Diana won't be having her ultimate for next around 20 seconds, I guess. So yeah, that's on a low cooldown. Means yeah, it has a low CDR. So yeah, and IK won't be able to make any such moves that can be hazardous to TDT. But in spite of that, the goal difference was into the favor of right now. If you look at the goal difference, it's still into the favor of TDT by 8k. If you look at that, but still TDT is the one losing this match. Let me tell you why. Because they don't have a Like Misfortune isn't that good. I feel like that's not working for them. And in the end, yeah, Renekton is always looking to jump on Misfortune, and no one there to save Misfortune up there. And also, no one jumping on Tristana is making TTT lose all the team fights over there.
I mean, these teams should be, they kind of not even in the goal. The goal is still in the favor of TDT in the fight. I mean, they just have to utilize it because they know that they have a 10k goal lead. You just have to go in for the engage. This is why Malphite should be going in for the engages. They should not play passive in this game if you're going to be winning in this game, because the later the game goes, the harder the Tristana scales.
Well, that's the fact. It's already 20 minutes into the game, and players are already up by 3 and 3.5 in items. So I guess the goal difference isn't that much of an scaling measure that we should use. But yes, you are ahead by 10k. But the fact is that Tristana is still looking to scale in, and she's up by 3 of her items. I do not see a Navori's quick blade on that Tristana. Well, I think she should be going one, because you'll get that. Well, with that, her Q is like you get that Q in a second or two, because yeah, that passive, because every crit damage gives you 15% reduction on non-ultimate abilities that can be pretty much broken on Tristana, what I feel like. But yeah, with that, we are seeing both the teams committing towards the Baron here, like no objective on the side of bottom lane, all the drakes being taken up there. So both the teams will be revolving around Baron up there. Renekton meanwhile looking to split that bottom tower, and no one there to protect that. Will eventually will that tower go to NIK?
Yeah, but tower is to be falling and this is why I think TDT should be looking to force out engages, because they are going to be seeing the Renekton in the bottom lane. They have the vision on them, but still they're not going for any engages. I mean, what are you thinking? This is exactly what went wrong in the first game as well. I'm sorry, what exactly went wrong in the second game. When you should be engaging, you are not engaging, and letting the enemy team scale out.
Well, if you look at means both the teams have engaged heavy comps, but what I feel like, if you engage with Malphite, then a Diana, then followed up by
We are going to be seeing engage coming up by Ramas, but it's not going to be enough. There's nobody to follow up on that. Meanwhile, Jaron is going to be going in for the engage, getting a proper ultimate. Katrina is going to be done as well. Fortune having a nice ultimate, Malphite having a nice ultimate as well, getting 3 of them, but Diana is going to be going in deep, try to get a kill on Renekton. Is he able to get a kill on Renekton? No, Renekton has the GA here. Renekton is not going to be falling. We are going to be seeing the Camille going straight for the Tristana, but Tristana is just going to be out damaging her, and with this, Tristana is going to be changing this whole fight in the favor of NIK.
Well, as I said, Tristana is the one who will be looking to change, and she's looking to just life steal and all. And yeah, with that, Tristana will again be coming back to you. Please jump on that Tristana. She's more dangerous than Katrina right now. Let me tell you that. Camille and all from the side of TDT should look to. Otherwise, did you see how that Tristana just changed the teamfight scenario? Only Camille was the one jumping into the backline. Well, if that Rammus did have a better follow up better follow up from the side of Malphite when he jumped in, that could have actually shifted the fight into the favor of TDT, but it wasn't, and that's how NIK just capitalized on the mistake.
Yep, and now that the goal lead wouldn't even matter, and it's all going to be coming down to that
21 minutes into the game. Yeah, goal lead won't matter, because NIK, look at the fact that NIK has an Elder Mountain Drake, and they'll be having a true damage. So yeah, the true damage will be also applying to minions, and also they'll have faster minion clear and everything onto their side. The fact that they have a Mountain Drake, so they have a better sustain over there, and they have a Cloud Drake, so they have a better movement speed over there. So this game only went to 3 Drakes. I think that Ocean Drake wasn't. I mean, the team took long to take that Mountain Drake or the Inferno Drake, so we didn't see an Ocean Drake popping up. But in spite of the fact, they have a sustain with that Mountain Drake, and
this is why the Malphite is going to be getting caught out in the top lane. All 5 of the NIK members are going to be going straight for the Malphite. Malphite not having any fall. He's going to end up falling because there's no follow up for him. Malphite and missing his ultimate when the teammates are so near. If we are landing the ultimate and Giannis had followed that up, that would have been a team change. That would have been a changer for this game, but he ended up missing his ultimate completely. Not even landing a single ultimate. Not even landing a ultimate on a single person. And with that, Nike is going to be looking to start the battle, knowing that they are 4-man. Jadon is going to be playing very aggressive. The follow-up is going to be coming from Tristana. Ramus is just going to be running away. Katrina going in deep, getting the kill on. Sorry, it's not going to be Katrina. It's going to be the Nike getting the kill on Fortune.
But the fact that they got 2 kills, they have a free Baron up there, and this game pretty much looks into the favor of NIK. Yeah, TDT had 10k goal lead, but at what cost? You have no ADC damage at this point. Misfortune will eventually scale very hard down into this game, and Tristana will just become the hyper carry from the side of NIK.
Okay, we might be seeing the Ramus getting caught out as well, but Ramus is just going to be flashing away. I think this game is pretty much over. When you have the Baron, when you have the Elder Dragon, you just have to go in for the end.
Did we see a surrender? Yeah, I guess like TDT tilting a little bit, but got a handed to NIK. Means they played it really well. They got carried by Renekton and Javin into early game. Katrina did her job. She got early game kill. So yeah, and well, Tristana not dying up there was better part for her. She actually got a scaling, and now look at Tristana. She is up by 4 items. She has Solar Recharge Blade. She went for DA just for the survivability into the game. She knows that she can be caught up by Camille and all. So yeah, a great choice GA coming in into this game. So well, Tristana playing it well into nice into this game. They have Baron buff. They'll be looking to push 1-3-1. Jarvin looking to get that bot tower over there. Meanwhile, three of the NIK's player pushing to the mid tower and Renekton they're solo pushing the bot in and will be looking to get that tier 2 tower on the bot side.
I mean, we did see the Ramas going in for the engage, but I mean, anything came out of it. And I mean, I think the game is pretty much over. Renekton is can play a little bit more aggressive with all lanes pushed. All NIK has to do is not make any throw with not make any throw. They just have to go and just make sure, hope that the Sunners will be having enough damage to just go into the core, end up the game. And Baron means they are going to be having a huge Baron in the bottom wave. They are going to be going in trying to go in for the fight. Just Ramos is just going to be getting melted over that. We are going to be seeing Jarvan use up his ulti. Marshall ultimate is going to be used up as well, but this is not going to be in the favor of NIK because we are literally seeing the J being popped up on every single side of NIK. But I mean, of course, when you have the J, you can afford to play aggressive, and this is exactly what NIK did. And with that, they are going to be ending the game and sealing the deal of this best of 3 series between NIK and TDT.
Well, not gonna lie, Tristana being fed up there and getting 4 of her items eventually changed. She was full build, man. No comparison to any other champion. And let me tell you, look at the damage done by Tristana. She is 32k, has dealt around 32k damage. Jarvan with the 25k. Katrina being the early carry for NIK. So yeah, it worked for them. I felt well. If you look at the side of the TDT, they have insane amount of CCC. In spite of that, Katrina did manage to overwhelm them into the early game from the first Drake, like the Cloud Drake. And apart from that, we saw Renekton just jumping into the backline, looking to just get that misfortune. In spite she ulting and anything of that. So with that, we see NIK taking this victory home. And yeah, well tried to TDT, but the build on Malphite is pretty much like hashtag means gunblade.
Exactly, what's the build coming out by adults to him? Because whoever builds this, you're going for the Rod of Ages, again following up with the Deadman Spirit. And where is the Sunfire Cave? Where is the what's that item called? The Zex Convergence or something like that. But why build a Luden Second Hextech Gunblade? Is this some kind of
Let me tell you, he's playing Malphite. If he needed AP, he could have even gone for that reflected item over there. But
yeah, crystalline reflected or something like that. But why?
You could have gotten 65 AP. But dude, why? Well, I don't know what Adelswim was thinking, but in spite of that, we see that NIK ADC getting that SVP over there. She tried her level best, and MVP going to eye trolls on that Jarvan over there. Talking about
Jarvan having complete 100% kill participation, not 21 out of 21. Definitely deserved the MVP in this game.
And Katrina playing it so very well in spite of odds being stacked against her. She has 10 kills from that 20 kills. So yeah, she was somewhat of a carry to this game.
Yep, and with that, we are going to be coming to an end for today's contender stream, and when victory going to the side of NIK, just dominating, having a reverse sweep in this game, going 0-1 in the first game, but having a comeback with 2-1 in the next 2 games. So yeah, congratulations NIK on winning the series, and with that, we're going to be coming to an end of today's stream.
And with that, NIK gets a reverse sweep, guys. So
yeah, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe to the channel and also like the stream, because there's not going to be any Conqueror stream for today. So we'll be back with the stream tomorrow with 7 o'clock for Contender stream and 9 o'clock for Conqueror stream.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation.
It's crazy.